These two grown men had never seen The Simpsons. How the fuck's that even happen? Two grown men on a mission now, so buckle up and just strap in.
I can kiss away the pain. I will stand by you forever. You can take my breath away.
These two grown men had never seen The Simpsons. It's America's Barley Basket.
Welcome, everyone, to another episode of America's Barley Basket. I'm your host, Marlon Llewellyn. Really?
Yeah.
That's what we're doing?
This early?
I'm your host, Marlon Wells, alongside host Nathan Folsebach. Hello, Nathan.
Hello, Marlon.
We're doing it.
We are doing it.
How are you?
We're forcing it out of our bodies. Our bodies have given up, and yet we're just still pushing down on them.
Yep, we refuse to take no for an answer.
Yeah, our bodies are screaming. Lay down. Give it a couple days, but no. Two dedicated online showmen.
Yep, my mouth just gave up halfway through.
Oh, boy, that's not going to make you popular with the boys at the gym. Never going to make varsity with that attitude.
Never going to be the prettiest boy at the Y acting like that.
You can practice. You'll get there.
Never going to win YMCA prom king that way.
Boy of the year.
Oh, fuck. I don't think I've ever stepped foot in a YMCA.
I don't think I have either now that I think about it.
Are they real?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've driven by plenty.
Are YMCAs
Yeah.
just on television?
Yeah. Nope. I can. Usually I'm all about yes, so to 100%. And sometimes we're clearly wrong on that, as our friends tell us. But nope, I will err on the side that YMCAs aren't just a figment of pop culture.
Okay. I've driven past the Fargo one 100 times, but I've never been in it for that. Could be a facade for all I know.
If it's not real, it is a multi-layer deception so intense that they probably also pulled off the 9/11 thing. 'Cause I have friends that have been telling me about playing some kind of hitting a ball against a wall.
Racquetball?
Wall ball. Racquetball. There we go.
Wall ball.
Wobble. I'm a state qualified wobble player.
I played a lot of racquetball in college.
No shit.
Yeah, we had a few buddies from the dorms who would go fucking swat the ball. Or we might have played squash, because that's what I think it's called when it's 2-on-2.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's racquetball.
Yeah. What are the paddle games are out there for a young man ready to explore his body?
Badminton,
tennis,
table tennis,
ping pong if you're a heathen.
How does one play? I know we've talked about it 1,000 years ago. How does one play high-a-lie? That's kind of a paddle.
That's like a hook.
Yeah, but it's paddle adjacent.
But you're not. I wouldn't consider it paddling because you're not swinging and slapping. You're grabbing and flipping. You know, like basically it's like a jock strap on a stick. Like you can hold the ball in it and you fling it.
Yeah, I know the motion. I know the tool.
I'm really standing up for the highlight community here. They get unfairly put with table tennis enthusiasts too often.
I was saying that it's adjacent.
I would say more in common with lacrosse. That's kind of a catch it and fling it type thing too.
Okay, I'll back off on the fucking highlight. Jesus.
Well, we're gonna do so well with the highlight listeners now.
Yeah.
Where's highlight big at? I think
Miami.
I think there had to have been a highlight explosion in the late 70s, early 80s, because every school seemed to have some beat up highlight equipment in the mid to late 80s. That came from somewhere.
But isn't the only equipment the scoops and the balls, or is there other accoutrement?
I think if you are to play highlight on a semi-competitive level, and I only know this because they feature a few highlight guys on an episode of Jackass.
Okay.
Where don't they fling oranges at Steve-O and Johnny Knoxville's bare asses?
Yeah.
They seem to maybe have a little bit of padding under their jerseys.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You're not just out there in your fucking basketball shorts,
flip flops,
and a tank top.
Get hit by a croquet ball going 115 miles an hour.
I know that for a long time until golf club tech got so crazy, highlight was the fastest moving sports ball.
Was it really?
Like the speed of the ball.
Interesting.
But now golf has surpassed it as golf club tech has gotten better.
And probably golf ball tech.
And the ball, the ball itself too.
Huh. Another rando non-sports related thing that I'm just old enough to have caught on to. I remember being really young. I mean, kindergarten, first grade young. I'm old enough that I got the tail end of the early mid 80s push to convince America to get to the metric system. I didn't know that like, I've talked to people that are younger than me, and like, we got just a smattering of them. Like, we got a hardcore push. And I remember like getting handed a worksheet. Metric system is the wave of the future, like getting us ready for it. And I guess it was something that just got voted down in Congress. So they just 86'd it all. Like,
well, they should have gone for it.
They were pushing real hard there for a second.
God damn it.
How wild it would have been if that would have worked.
Everything would be way easier.
Like, we would be at an age where we could like, remember miles? Remember like feet when we used to talk that way, you know, like, and like then kids that are 25, like, what the fuck are you talking about? You know, like they wouldn't have any memory of it. Like,
you ever accidentally, well, maybe not. You ever, because you probably haven't had a vehicle with like a fully digital speedometer.
Yeah.
I've done it in my current ride and the one before that and the one before that, accidentally flip over to kilometers per hour and freak the fuck out.
It wasn't an accident. A friend saw the button, found the perfect chance to do it. It almost gave me a fucking heart attack.
That's a fucking good prank.
Just sitting there minding my own business, caught behind me. I look down at 101 miles an hour, fucking lock the brakes up, fucking dry pavement, fucking just squealing. And then it dawns on me, I'm not driving 100. You can feel 100, you know, like it was a 2-lane highway, so like 67 was speeding, but just barely. You got a cop on your ass, you know.
Yeah.
Fucking all of a sudden doing 101 and a 65. Not good.
That's a good prank. I like that.
Yeah.
Good for him.
We don't talk anymore.
Because of that. That was the thing.
I said enough.
God, what a thing to ruin a friendship over.
I don't like pranks.
No more pranks.
No, I told you.
You bully. You're a bully. You're bullying me.
No means no.
we just you and I just spent fucking 3 days in a row rubbing elbows in a car, breathing the same air.
All the same air. Third comic is real sick. Knock on wood, we don't get it.
Oh yeah, here's fucking hoping.
A lot of snot slurping going on in there.
Yeah, he was a sloppy boy.
Drinking lots of snot. Those drains down in there. Nothing you can do about it. But less than ideal car company.
Yeah. Pretty good time, though. Out telling jokes.
We made them laugh.
Yeah,
we made them titter.
We did make them laugh.
They had smiles.
Yeah.
Mirth. So much mirth. Sold merch. Couldn't believe how many T-shirts those nice people bought.
You were selling T-shirts?
Yeah.
I got to get merch.
Had a guy come up to me, offer to buy a shirt, got them all out. Oh, yeah, I probably can't do that. Like, well, why did you have me?
Why did you want me to?
Yeah, did you just realize you weren't ready for that kind of financial investment? You hadn't planned out your T-shirt purchases for the first quarter of 2023.
You didn't run this T-shirt purchase past your Edward Jones guy, like.
Oh, $20? Oh shit!
Oh man, I thought you meant cents. Yeah. Why would I sell it for 20 cents?
I thought I was getting a good deal. I didn't even like the show. I was going to buy a bunch and flip them.
To who?
Holy shit. If I saw someone selling my merch at a roadside stand, I would fucking be so perplexed. Wouldn't even be mad. I'd respect the hustle. Like, what is this working?
Like, good for you, man.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Are people paying these prices? Because if so, I got to raise mine. Would it break your heart, or would you be a little flattered if you saw one of your T-shirts at a thrift store?
Oh, I'd be thrilled.
Yeah, I'll bet.
I'd be so psyched.
Yeah.
I want to see one in the wild where I don't know the person. That would make my fucking day.
Oh, yeah. If you saw somebody wearing your T-shirt, fuck yeah.
That would be pretty cool.
Yeah. Someday I'll have shirts.
I almost oof. Weekends like this make it worth it, but God, you've seen the defeated look on my face of putting that shirt on a table and sitting there like a little kid selling fucking God knows what for a fundraiser. And oh boy, someone's going to come talk to me and probably not buy a shirt.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Here's a smile.
You'd rather that, though, than the people who, like, avoid eye contact because they are not going to buy a shirt.
That's true. That's true.
Like, that's a weird feeling.
Yeah. Well, I've felt that feeling a lot.
Yeah, that's lugging those fucking shirts around seems like a bummer.
I should get jackets. We're selling jackets, $160 each.
Like members only satin jackets.
I need a satin jacket. I think boost my, I don't know, ego, my
Social
positivity,
standing.
a lot of things. Boost a lot of good shit, you know?
Yeah,
Like,
testosterone.
haven't worn a satin jacket in quite some time.
30 years?
Ooh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I would say I own one, too. Just too tight to fit into, and you don't want a too tight satin jacket. That's a sad look.
No, that pulls up.
That pulls up. You're showing off navel then. They're getting the muffin top. The jeans, exposed muffin top satin jacket, not a good look.
Not a good look at all. Yeah, a satin jacket will ride up like a Daisy Duke top.
They put too much yeast in that muffin. It rose too high. That cup can't hold all that muffin.
Too much baking powder. It got fluffed up.
Oh my God. Hope that's brown sugar. Otherwise, homie needs a bath.
Who's that guy over there? Did Kirby eat a bowler?
Hey, Marlon.
Hey, Nathan.
You know who's never sold secondhand purchase Comedy Road merch at a roadside stand before?
Who's that,
The
Nathan?
Simpsons.
It's The Simpsons. Wouldn't you know it?
Yeah. One of these times it's going to be a different show, but for now, it's The Simpsons. Who's that, Nathan? The Family in Modern Family.
Oh.
Fun. They
I'll
seem
be
nice. Hank and Peggy Hill.
I mean, it would be accurate.
Yeah, that's true. That is, it would still hold up in court.
I bet the Hills have never sold used Comedy Road merch at a roadside stand.
I missed that episode if they have.
I haven't seen them all, to be fair. I haven't seen many.
Yeah. I've seen far more of that show than I had seen of The Simpsons before we started doing this. But still, I bet I've seen half of Family Guy. How about yourself?
Family Guy?
Oh, I mean,
Or King of the Hill.
King of the Hill.
Okay.
Getting my animated families mixed up.
I was like, we're fucking bringing a third one in here? Yeah, I haven't seen much of King of the Hill at all. I bet I've seen 10 episodes max.
Subject to Family Guy. Christ, I bet there's a decade now of shit I haven't seen.
Yeah.
First 8 seasons, I bet I've seen a lot of it, maybe even first 10, but shit. That show's still trucking.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, they're putting out 22 episodes a season still.
I bet I've seen most of it.
No shit.
I bet if I went to my Netflix or my Hulu, whichever it's on now, and scrolled down to see the last episode I watched, I bet it's in season 20.
Oh, okay. So yeah, you're far ahead of that I am.
Family Guy's funny.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
it's good background TV.
Yeah, it's good hangover TV.
Yeah.
That's where most of it got watched in my 20s.
Yeah, laying T-shirt, nothing else on a unvacuumed carpet floor. Just watching episode after episode. Drinking Pedialyte flat on your back.
I used to make a day out of a hangover. Like go in my room, get a spare bed sheet, put it on the couch, like tuck the corners in, make a proper couch bed, bring out comforters, like really just practically make a fucking pillow fort in the kitchen or in the living room.
I knew a guy that stumbled into the living room or in the kitchen, take out like 1/3 or 2/3 of a loaf of bread or whatever's left in the bag.
Sure.
Make that whole bag into fucking mayonnaise and turkey and cheese sandwiches, put them all back in the bag and go to bed with the bag. Just lying there sweating through a twin bed, eating fucking bologna sandwiches in bed.
Oh, man.
That mayonnaise is getting wiped on something. It ain't a napkin.
He didn't grab a roll of paper towels on his way.
There's never been a fitted sheet on that mattress, and that's its existence.
Jesus Christ, the way some people live. God damn
It's a human-shaped sweat stain.
I had a roommate once bought a cheap twin-size air mattress to lay on the floor, and after about a week, that popped. So he bought another one and just blew it up and put it on top of the deflated one. That lasted a few months before popping, and then he, I think, found on like garbage on the curb, fucking cleanup week, found someone who had thrown out an inflatable kid's raft.
Oh my God.
It was like dinosaur with legs and a neck coming off of it. Blew that up, laid that on top of the two dilapidated air mattresses and slept on that.
The move is to go find a goddamn mattress off of it.
You think?
You know what you do that? Who wants a goddamn curb mattress? True. You put the curb mattress as the base, duct tape those goddamn broken ass air mattresses as a protective layer, you know?
Listen, there's a lot of different choices he could have made.
There's many different choose your own adventure options here.
Yeah, but by the time he was done living in that house with us, he was sleeping on a child's pool floaty on top of two empty, hold up air mattresses.
And I cannot front. I lived 9 to 10 months on just one broken air mattress, just laid down on rubber every day. No mattress, but I was 19. You can jump up a little.
You're just sleeping on the floor.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, you just a layer of rubber between you and carpet. And I had an 8 to 5 job back then. That alarm would go off at 7:15. I wouldn't. It would take me fucking 25 minutes to get off the floor. My bones hurt sleeping in a good bed. Getting off that floor, then just getting showered and getting dressed. No fucking chance. Holy fuck, I'd be jacked up now. Youth is wasted on the young. I didn't even realize how good I had it.
Yeah. Back when you had them young bones.
Yeah, sleep on the fucking. If you laid down on the floor and slept 9 hours, what would you feel like the next day?
Like I fell out of a fucking helicopter.
Yeah, I would be so fucking mad at myself for letting that happen. Oh my God, I'd be furious. You dumb fucking cunt. The hell is wrong with you? Who do you think you are? What year do you think it is, shithead? God damn it. Well, you're going to have to get up and you're going to piss on the floor? No, that can't happen. Get up, go piss. If you lay down on the floor, I'm going to start this whole place on fire.
I want to get this deposit back. I can't piss here.
Oh my God.
Just laying there taking a solid, healthy, non-emergency dump on the floor.
God. Fucking being so hungover or drunk that you just piss while lying on the floor consciously. That's a rough day. That's when you go to fucking in-person treatment.
Check yourself in somewhere.
Well, what led you here? Hell of a story. Might be the most depressing one that doesn't involve someone losing their kids.
We should have a floor race sometime. We'll both lay flat on our backs on the floor and see who can get up first. See if either of us can beat a standing 8 count.
Me getting off the floor, I just had to do it recently looking for my fucking glasses after they fell off a nightstand. Me getting off the floor involves as many maneuvers as like trying to parallel park a early 90s extended cab long box pickup. There's Jesus Christ, there's way too many maneuvers.
4 points of contact.
Plant a knee, forearm on top of the mattress of the bed, lift the other leg to a standing position. It used to just be pop, I'm up. Like, holy fuck.
If you got no help, no wall, no nothing to brace on, like if you did it at half court in a basketball court.
Boy, I would take it slow because I don't want to tip over because that's embarrassing. There's a good chance I fucking tip. God damn it, that's a bummer. Okay, you get on your side, you flat on your back, you roll to your side, you flip your one knee over, then you flip over, so now you're on your stomach, knees, push with both hands, push yourself into a crawl position.
Yep, on fours.
And then one leg stays on the knee, the other you pick the foot up, hand rests on that knee, right hand goes to the floor to get your right foot up. Now you're in the hacksaw Duggan 3-point stance, and then you just kind of push yourself up and hope you don't tip. God, that's too much work. It shouldn't be that much work.
Fucking winded.
Yeah, you're gassed. Fuck, you're gassed. You got up to go lay down. You're going to find a bed or a futon or something. Jesus Christ. Just lie down on a bleacher. People are still clapping for you. You're back to sleep already.
Got up to go lay down.
Yeah. You're at a high school basketball game. You just walk right back into the concessions area like you worked there. Just lay down on bags of popcorn.
Yeah, we're the guy on the PA system. We're all sad now, but we're going to give you up for the little intramural kids for the rest of the halftime.
Y'all ready for this? Don't.
And to truncate their game, we didn't think that would take that long.
Turns out it wasn't to raise money. He just wanted to see if he could do it.
But now that we've seen how his life is going, let's raise some money. Help that guy out.
Yeah. Pay for his tombstone. Oh, boy. Didn't mean for this to be that sad.
This was going to just be a fun thing, and now it's a GoFundMe.
Well, some of the men will hold their cowboy hats on. You can throw money in there. We didn't plan any of this. Oh, goodness.
Y'all ready for this? Da-da-da-da.
Just chaos of 8-year-old kids missing layups over and over again. Watch the bad basketball. I assure you it's better than what's happening in your head right now. Do not think of him. We've been told they can't dry the spot in the middle of the court. We don't know what happened. He is real. If he greased himself beforehand, if that's all natural, I don't know.
Warped that wood.
Do not dribble over the center court.
And for the record, he is the one who requested that we play Life's a Dance You Learn As You Go during all that.
He thought it'd be inspirational, and it certainly was not. Okay, we're going to shorten halftime. We're going to bring the boys back out. Varsity basketball action. Carrington versus Cooperstown, longtime rivals.
Oh, God. Sure wish that wasn't on television.
Why did we televise this one of all the games?
As you're laying on bags of popcorn kernels.
You've reached REM sleep almost immediately. Dreaming of yourself doing a back bridge at half court. He's doing it.
Oh my goodness. Oh fuck. Whew, that image you laid on you try to get on the basketball court is the exact opposite of that photo of Muhammad Ali thumping himself in the chest standing over that dude.
Would it be funnier while I'm doing that, they push out the mats and like the 6-7-year-old tumbling squad comes out like and they just do their little somersaults and their shit.
Instructors helping them get over, you know.
Yep. The parents are watching, clapping. Oh, there's little Tristan or whatever. And then fucking everyone's with their eyes catch me and move 13 of a 34-point maneuver. Oh, yeah. Halfway through, I have to change plans and go back to laying down, like just reverse it. Like,
oh shit, I gotta start back.
Yeah, it's like Zelda. You just can't cut a direction. You got to go all the way back and restart.
Yeah, you can't go straight to that dark cave. You gotta go hit the rest of them first.
Someone has to bring me water.
You have your own halftime, your own getting up halftime.
Hey, let's all go for concessions right now. Oh, boy, that's depressing.
Hey, did you just get out of the pool? Nope, just got up.
Why do you smell like chlorine? I wish I knew. I wish there was an answer to that question.
I am going to schedule an appointment with my primary care doc tomorrow.
I have not been near a public pool in a long, long time. And the tumblers are done. Our half-court entertainment seems to be back at square one. We have 13 minutes.
It's the worst escapist act I've ever seen.
Flight of the Bumblebees playing in the background. Real frantic music.
You know, Houdini used to try to get out of a straitjacket or something. He's just trying to get up.
Yeah, straitjacket upside down in a pool of freezing water. This man just trying to get off the floor.
Oh, boy.
This has made me rethink a lot of things.
This PA announcer's getting a lot of fucking screen time in this make-em-ups that we're doing.
This is really bumming me out about the future of America, perhaps the world.
Whew.
So we're at episode 15 of season 33 of The Simpsons. Episode name, Pretty Little Liar. Pretty Little Liar. That's just
Pretty Little Liar. Is that a show or something?
Oh, you're totally right.
I think, I don't know.
They were caught up to now. We're referencing TV shows. I have no concept of what they're about. Good. Things are going well. Oh, boy. Marge is hosting a book club. I believe they're reading A Farewell to Arms. And she kind of shoos Homer out of the house by telling him to go to Moe's, which was nice because that rarely happens.
Yeah.
Like maybe once or twice.
It's had to have happened before,
And I enjoyed Homer's suspicious react. Like, wait a second.
Yeah.
Like, you never want me to go there.
Sending me out the door to get drunk, and she's just like, well, not to, like, she has to specify, like, I believe he calls it, oh, you mean wedding drunk.
Yeah. And she keeps giving another reference that would be a lesser form of
Cash
that.
bar wedding drunk.
Yeah. I think maybe that's what they agree to. Like, he begrudgingly leaves at that point.
I love that Homer has so many different flavors of drunk that they can land on a specific one.
Open bar wedding drunk is a specific drunk. Holy shit. Like, it is so many people that have not drank hard in a long time trying to and suffering the consequences.
Open bar wedding has a very company Christmas party vibe.
Very similar vibe. Them too. Too many people going too hard too quick.
Yep. Amateurs.
Yep. It's not. Or retired vets, they went hard in 1999, but it's 2023 and your body has changed.
Yep.
Your ability to drink is not what it was when you were fucking 22.
You're gonna blow some carbon out of that carb, getting it going, running it this hard.
That carbon is vomit. You hope. Best case scenario. Oh my God. I saw some people embarrass themselves at the Christmas party. Pissing or shitting yourself at a company event.
Jesus Christ.
Saw two gals have to get their stomachs pumped.
Oh my God.
I mean, they didn't do it right there. They took it. They did it in the ambulance, but they had to get gurneyed
right
out.
There next to the ice sculpture.
Like it's a fucking IndyCar disaster. Like a fucking... one of them 5:40 p.m. at an event that started at 5.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Drinking ether in the women's room. That's going for it. Holy shit.
You hear about Deborah? She blue velveted herself in the ladies' room. Blue velveted herself into the hospital. Look at Dennis Hopper.
Sun's still out. That's never good.
You don't want a drinking incident that leads to an ambulance ride that gets slowed down by rush hour traffic.
Yeah, that's not ideal. Oh,
that's how I try to live my life.
So a bunch of random Springfield women are at the Simpson household discussing the book. Most of them have really shitty, vague comments about why I didn't like it, but they don't go into depth.
Yeah, none of them like it, but none of them are smart enough to explain
why they don't. Yeah, except for fucking Brandine, who likes the book and goes into very, very intelligent detail, gives some very, very, like, I don't know, salient thoughts on what her thoughts on the book were, to the point everyone is staring at her like she's got fucking fungus growing out of her ears. Like, what the fuck? And then she just dumbs it down. Well, I guess whatever, yuck, you know, like. And is it Marge that's like, what's going on here, kind of? So Marge is the one that kind of starts thinking something's different here. But then when she's kind of questioned afterwards, she just, again, plays the dumb act and just kind of gets out of there in a hurry. It's later at the bait shop, which I love so much. Cletus is shopping for bait. Adds up. Mrs. fucking Skinner, Seymour's mom, is just browsing at the bait shop.
Why is Agnes there?
Agnes loves fishing, apparently. And she just lets Cleta, hey, did you know your wife is smart? And he takes it like your wife is cheating on you. Like, what?
Yeah.
Brandine? No. Like, what you've heard is wrong. Like,
and she has the proof. Well, on her way out the door, she dropped this. And it's a library card.
Oh, my God.
And Cletus, wait a minute. Library's got 2 R's?
Yeah. So good. And the other story, Lisa is in school giving a presentation that the other kids don't care about, nor does Miss Hoover. And of course, it's a really good presentation because everything Lisa does is really good when it comes to school. The kids aren't paying attention. Fucking Miss Hoover is so incredibly out to lunch. It's hilarious. It's a great like sight gag of her just daydreaming when a kid's up there talking. And she doesn't like Lisa, so she's being combative and she's trying to poke holes in Lisa's presentation. Of course, it's airtight. Then while she's getting sent back to her seat by Miss Hoover, two rando kids have just kind of started watching from the hallway.
Yep.
And I think they share a note that says, like, she's one of us.
Yep.
Or something like that.
I like that we have never relented on painting Miss Hoover as a piece of garbage.
Yep.
Like, outside of that one episode where, like, she's broke and has a bad back and Lisa buys her that chair. But even in that episode, she sucks.
Yeah. Like, she rides the cardboard down the hill. God, that was good. At least there's some, hubris in this world, some karma, like, that she is suffering.
Yeah.
Like, for her shittiness. Back at home, Cletus confronts Brandine and she tells him the truth. We got a quick backstory. Turns out a few years ago, fucking tornado dropped some books around the Cletus and Brandine farmstead, and Brandine picked them up and started reading them, and that opened up her whole world to the expanse of knowledge. Now she's into the finer things in life. I know we see her at the ballet, maybe the symphony, so she's got this secret life where she's going out and enjoying the finer things in life. And Cletus is really broke up about it, mostly just like the fact that she wasn't true about who she is.
Yeah.
And Brandine is out of the house so it's just going to be Cletus and their fucking 19 kids.
Too many.
Whole bunch of kids. And Brandine has nowhere to go, so she ends up moving in with the Simpsons.
My note says Brandine's going to stay at the Simpsons, of course.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. Where else is she going to go? What other examples of this have we had?
Apu.
Gil. Early one? Otto's fiance.
Yeah.
Remember that one?
Abe.
Abe.
The fucking draft pick quarterback a couple weeks ago.
Yep.
Everyone has stayed at the Simpsons at some point.
Skinner? Ever?
Probably.
Nelson, definitely. Because Nelson gets Bart's bedroom or something like that.
Yeah, there's that one episode where Marge kind of half-ass adopts Nelson.
Yep. While Brandine's out grocery shopping with Marge, Brandine tells a story how she and Cletus met. I think it was at someone else's wedding reception.
A cousin, yeah. Everyone's a cousin in that story.
And while they're talking, like, they're giving each other opinions on, like, their marriages and stuff like that. And then, like, Brandine something that's like, well, what about you? Like, what's it like, like being too good for Homer? And she's like, well, what do you mean too good for Homer? Like, well, everyone thinks, and everyone in there is like, yeah. The whole fucking town thinks
we all think that. Yeah.
Which it had never once sunk into her that everyone else thinks she could have done better.
That scene, by the way, takes place at Swapper Jack's, which A, we haven't been to Swapper Jack's in a while.
Oh, yeah.
B, it happens in the goddamn cereal aisle, and there's, like, it was kind of a letdown, the cereal names, except for one, which is Pepsi Flakes. Jesus Christ.
That was good.
Insane cereal.
A lot of them were like just supposed to be trash sugar cereals.
Yeah.
But
one was Asbestos, which I think we've seen before. But I got a good laugh out of Pepsi Flakes.
Pepsi Flakes.
I would eat Pepsi Flakes.
Oh, boy. Can you imagine the flavor?
Yeah, Pepsi.
Milk and Pepsi together at last.
Oh, yeah, maybe that's not good. I don't know that anyone wants a milky cola.
I don't like those words together.
That face was one of revulsion.
Ooh, God. Can't shake it now. So we cut back to school while Lisa, while escaping from the bullies, is saved by what turns out to be like a clandestine group of child geniuses.
Yeah.
Who they have it's like an outbuilding that's attached to the school, kind of.
Yeah, it's a shed labeled discontinued sports equipment.
Yeah. Which I think is what it is, too, in the inside. Is there some shit they don't use anymore?
I was looking because I had my ears up for a fucking highlight scoop, honestly.
God, that'd be the place for it.
Yep. I didn't see anything in there that was like a good guess. Oh, maybe like a big round-ended barbell. I
Yeah.
think I saw in there.
Some of it, yeah, but you're right, though. No sight gags that way.
Yeah.
The one sight gag is when they're scanning the room, we get Schroeder from Peanuts playing his piano.
Yeah.
Been a goddamn minute since we've had a comic strip joke in here.
I don't know anything about Peanuts, so I just went, oh, the piano kid from Peanuts. Another sight gag, if you look in the background during one of these shots, Martin's robot Chum is building himself a new chum.
Really?
Yeah.
God, that's
Chum
good.
is building a chum. He's got him like in one of those engine hangers, engine lifts, and
like a
he's
cherry
welding
picker.
on him. Yeah.
God, that's a good cut.
Yeah.
Because was that a contest he built Chum for? Was that just
Science fair, maybe?
That seems right.
I don't remember, but yes. Child human urbanite muchacho, I believe,
shit.
is Chum.
Good pull on that.
Urban muchacho is definitely the last two.
Lisa finds out that the kids have survived undetected this whole time, but just pretending to be dumb.
Yep.
Or maybe not dumb, just not smart.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. Like the one is a great pitcher on the baseball team because he's figured out like geometry, how to be a good pitcher. One just doesn't wear her glasses.
Yeah, which that'll get you there, I guess.
I guess.
You can't fucking see anything. You're not going to take notes worth of shit. While dining with the Simpsons, Brandine starts to miss her family. She just kind of looks around and sees the Simpsons doing family shit. So she kind of gets that itch. Marge notices how sad Brandine is and tells Homer to talk to Cletus, which they're not fucking friends.
They've been friends in the past.
Yeah, I always wonder how much of that's canon, but yeah.
Everything is canon.
Foreshadowing. We have an interesting canon question coming up towards the end of this batch of episodes.
Okay.
So he does go talk to Cletus, and during this discussion, it comes up, people think Marge could have done better. Like, Cletus just casually mentions it, assuming Homer knows. And now Homer is real shook by this, very scared. And Cletus says that he can't trust Darlene anymore because she hid who she really was. Brandine. I've done that a couple times.
You have struggled with that poor woman's name for 146 episodes.
I think I've just never known a Brandine.
I don't know that that's a real name.
I need to meet a Brandine. Get that name to sink in.
To Bumble.
Yeah. Oh, narrow it to Brandines, please.
Why isn't that an option?
And he's beginning to wonder if she thinks hill people are a joke. Which Homer's like, well, they are. Which that's when Cletus is like, I'll show you something. He takes him to a hillbilly museum, which has some insane sight gags in it. Like so much pause and laugh type shit in here. There's like different cultural hillbillies through history.
Yeah, like hillbillies through media. Colonel Sanders and Hank Hill are both in there.
I think at one time there's a blink and you miss it, Snooty Sam, which that's a cartoon that hasn't had a new episode since the 50s. They would show it. They'd show little short clips of it on the Bozo the Clown show in the 80s and 90s.
Oh, I have no idea. Was he the cartoon cowboy on that wall of fame?
Oh, he has kind of like more like a moonshiner with a shotgun, little guy.
I think that was him. Because I remember thinking, that's a shitty Yosemite Sam drawing. Okay, turns out it's somebody else. Would anyone know who Yosemite Sam is today if it weren't for the mud flaps?
God, I think that Warner Brothers shit still gets revived enough, and that it's probably hard to go through a childhood without because I mean they had a show within the last 8 years, I think.
Sure.
So but he's a pretty tertiary character.
I think there's new Looney Tunes cartoons on right now.
Is there really?
So I think HBO Max puts them out.
Interesting.
Wonder if they're good.
I don't know. The one that they did probably 10, 12 years ago, it was a different vibe, but it was still good.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm kind of a Warner Brothers mark. Like I'm a.
Oh yeah, that shit's great.
For being some of that shit's fucking World War II era, and the fact that it can elicit a laugh is remarkable.
Yeah.
Watch a comedy, a live action cartoon from 1948. You will weep tears of boredom.
I think Wile E. and Roadrunner were always my favorite. I think those were the ones.
I'm a Bugs Daffy guy.
Bugs Daffy a close second, but I always rooted for Daffy, knowing full well he was never going to win.
Yep, he was always gonna. Yep. There, if you dig deep enough, the original mythos of Daffy Duck.
Let's get into it.
He was just this cuckoo bird force of nature that never dealt with bugs. He just dealt with random villains, hunters, Elmer Fudd type.
Sure.
And he wasn't like the dour, that's despicable. He was just a cuckoo, fucking jumping around, honk, honk, fucking like pull your pants down shit. Like, he was just Bugs's id. He had no like cocksure attitude. You know, he was never calm. That's like fucking early proto Daffy.
Sure.
Yeah. Proto Daffy. The fucking things we get into here.
That's like the Steamboat Willie of Daffy.
Yeah.
That's like knowing old wrestler names before that's like pointing at The Undertaker and calling him Mark Calloway.
Well, wait, so that's Mean Mark Callis. He was in the Skyscrapers and Danny Smivey. And Sid Vicious. Well, he replaced Sid Vicious when Sid Vicious had a knee injury.
While every vagina dries to a crisp within
runs
a mile
away.
of you. I don't know that you can say the name Dan Spivey to anybody and still have them be interested in you sexually.
I'm going to keep doing it.
You keep hunting.
I love that man's work. I'm not going to hide it.
I'm rooting for you.
Hey, I just want you to know I really enjoy Dan Spivey. Pardon me? You know, he's in the Skyscrapers. He's Waylon Mercy for a hot second in 1995. You know. No,
I do not.
He punched Adrian Adonis in the face real hard backstage.
Well, my Uber's on the way, so I'm going to go.
And my Lyft. I did not take any chances.
I doubled up.
So Brandine nailed it. Realizes that she needs to go back to her family. So she decides just to revert back to old Brandine. You know, just starting to talk with the hayseed voice, puts her hair back up because she's been wearing her hair down.
Yeah, which has been a weird look that I didn't like. I didn't like hair down Brandine.
Off-putting.
Yep.
I think, and then it's around that time Lisa goes into the room that Brandy's staying in and like, no, you can't do that. You know, like you got to be who you are. And like, oh no, I'm wrong. I am totally wrong. I'm getting this mixed up. It's Lisa's like, yeah, I see what you're doing. I'm doing the same thing. Yeah, like
hiding it.
These kids at school, Tommy, that's the way you can do it, not have to, you know, catch shit for being smart. And Brandine is the one that's like, no, you're young. You have all these options. Don't let anyone force you to be anyone but besides who you are. And that's good for Brandine.
Yeah.
You know, look at Brandine's wise in many different ways. Book smart and emotionally smart. We get a montage of Brandine abandoning her new interests and hobbies and going back to like she like tells the people at some or at some museum that like she's giving up her yearly membership. Like, well, you're the only one. Like we have to close.
Yeah, they put up a sign that says "due to lack of customer."
Yeah. So she's back on the farm, cut back to Springfield Elementary. In the lunchroom, Principal Skinner misuses a word, and despite what her new friends urge her to do, Lisa speaks up. And even though the bullies are just, every once in a while they got to have the bullies being just like monsters. Like, what's going on? Like one kid said something, we're going to lose it. Like, so Lisa still stands up and announces that she's smart and she's not afraid of it. Which causes the other nerds, the other clandestine nerds to stand up too. Like they're all standing up and saying something.
It's the Spartacus scene.
Yep.
It's the I am Spartacus scene.
Yep. Brandine goes home and is putting on the act until she finds out, well, Cletus isn't there right away. She's just, talking to the kids. Finds out that Cletus went to town and got a goddamn library card and a book.
Look at him.
Look at him trying. Way to go, Cletus. Marge comes home to find Homer has attempted to fix the things he said he was going to fix around the house, albeit poorly, but he was trying. He tells Marge that he knows she's too good for him, but he's never going to try to stop making her feel like she made a good choice, despite what everyone else thinks. So, nice job, Homer.
Yeah.
Cletus and Homer really picking things up around here.
Way to put forth the literal least you could do, Homer.
Yeah. Which is always enough for Marge.
Yeah.
I thought this was a good, above average episode.
Oh, this was a good idea. Yeah.
Yep.
I thought, Brandine is secretly smart. I
Yep.
think that's a good idea.
And just getting a bunch of Brandine,
Yep.
one of the very few characters left that like hasn't had a episode where they're a big part of it.
Yeah, we're running out of characters to deep dive into.
Yeah, like, you know, there's probably a couple major ones we're not thinking of. Have we ever had like a Hibbert-centric one?
Probably not. I don't think so.
He'd be one of the few characters of that ilk.
Yeah, Brandine is a pretty fucking rando one. Brandine's got to be pretty far down the list. I thought Sarah Wiggum was pretty far down the list.
Oh, my God. I'd put Sarah farther down than Brandine.
Yeah, I think so, too.
How about, oh, my goodness, have we ever had a Lou-centric?
I don't think so, no.
Yeah, we've had plenty of the
Lou
Wiggum
episode.
family.
Yeah.
Yeah, a Lou. Well, we did the one where like we see like his life, like when he's dating and stuff like that, maybe. But that might just be a
flashback.
Clip.
Yeah.
So yeah, there aren't many left though. We've gotten a look into everyone's lives.
There's a couple good jokes in here. I like when Cletus first finds out that Brandine is smart and he's all hurt and he's fucking, what do you mean? And one of his lines is, all your yups was yeses in disguise. God damn it.
Yeah, that was good.
And then there's another one when Lisa runs into that sports shed to escape the bullies. And they're like, oh, we know how to get rid of them. And the one turns on the television to Wheel of Fortune real loud. And it cuts outside to the bullies going, oh, wait, Wheel of Fortune is on. We got to get home. And they all run in in different directions.
It was pretty. I was wondering where it was going to go.
Yeah.
Like, are they repelled or attracted? We find out attracted.
They love Wheel of Fortune so much they got to get home.
Much good sense.
Yeah.
A fun show.
Yeah. Wheel of Fortune is good TV for good people.
Yeah, it is. You got to win over the Wheel of Fortune demographic if you want to win in politics.
Yep. You can't be president if the Wheel of Fortune folk don't like you. Episode 16 is The Sound of Bleeding Gums. Lisa sitting around listening to jazz like she does and catches a Bleeding Gums song being used in a commercial for the lottery. And Lisa, not into that.
Yep, not a fan. Of course not.
Well, of course not. Lisa got to get indignant about something. And boy, does she do that. This is a Lisa Gets Indignant episode.
Yeah. Haven't had one of these in a little while.
Yeah. I like, though, that we end up kind of poking fun at Lisa and her ways in this episode. She goes down to the jazz hole to meet up with all the local jazz musicians to try to rally the troops, but they're just happy to be playing the lottery.
Yeah. You ever dabble much in the lottery? Scratch them off? Or
I'll buy a scratch off every so often.
Oh, interesting.
If the mood strikes. It's like 4 times a year I'll buy a fucking scratch off.
I've bought one, perhaps 2 Powerballs, and that's it.
I've gone in on, the whole office is buying Powerball tickets if you want to throw in $5. I've done that like 3 times my whole life.
And then wait for the money to come in and ruin all the friendships as the treachery comes in.
Yep, I'm waiting for all of us to get Simple Planned.
Yeah, I was going to say Knives Out.
I haven't seen Knives Out, so I've heard that movie's good.
Yeah, fun movie.
Is that Ryan Johnson? Is that director's
That
name?
might be right.
Directed Last Jedi.
Yeah, I think you're right. Real fast whodunit type thing.
I like a good whoozledunit. I haven't watched. I haven't seen it. And apparently people like the second one too, but not as much as the first one. So
Okay, I'll need to watch that second one.
Ryan Johnson directed the only of the 3 new Star Wars movies that I like.
Which one?
That middle one, that Last Jedi.
Oh, the one where like the spaceship's about to explode, the big spaceship, like where they were basically the rebels are all on and like the
And
Empire's
like the
falling.
one, it's like 2 stories. One is just the spaceship chasing the other spaceship the whole time.
That's what I'm thinking of. Okay, yep.
Yeah.
But I was a mark for all 3 of them. I thought they're all fine.
Yeah, I was like, oh, this first one is fine. This second one's pretty good, and this third one is fucking terrible.
Oh, really? Yeah.
I hate that third.
I've heard that a lot, but I was like, okay. I'm just, explosions,
Yay.
magic swords,
no.
chop,
You're clapping.
Hey, Harrison Ford,
Harrison Ford, no.
Oh, no, Mark Hamill,
Chewie sad.
Just ruining the movie for everyone around me. Just chomping popcorn.
43 years old.
Putting whole score bars right into the popcorn. They don't even sell them here.
Just pushing a score bar into a tub of popcorn.
Melting up real good.
To what end?
Yeah.
What is your goal? Pushing a score bar.
Popcorn, that'd be pretty fucking hot to melt toffee.
Yeah. All that score bar's doing is getting butter on it. Which, okay.
Maybe you're like, I'm listening.
All right.
I'm not saying no.
You know, now that I said it out loud.
I'm going to tape some score bars to my inner thighs before the next movie I go to.
Toffee's already a little buttery.
I'd love to see someone sit down at a movie theater with a big bucket of popcorn, remove a cowboy boot full of already unwrapped score bars, and just pour in melty score bars out of a boot. This is good.
What kind of fucking carny ass caramel corn is he making over there? So you got to get the boot toffee onto the popcorn.
You're sucking at the boot and spitting the chocolate back in. I don't want to use this hand. That's how I use the buttons on the recliner.
Yeah,
which is very nice of him.
This hand, though, this hand's the toffee hand. Oh God!
Explaining that to the teenage couple one recliner away from you. Can't get both hands, and then you're truly fucked. May as well go home.
They're so uncomfortable.
Watching that guy casually put his hands between his legs, close them, and pull them out to clean it. Just have a butter chocolate crotch.
Oh God! Phew. So none of the jazz hole musicians are down with Lisa's righteous quest that she's on. Homer has this moment where he warns her not to chase a lost cause. And it wasn't that horribly long ago that Bart had that same talk with her about that fucking singing hobo she took in.
Oh, yeah.
Not to listen, don't... You can't keep doing this.
You're going to get hurt.
Lisa ends up debating the blue-haired lawyer on fucking Kent Brockman over her knowledge of Bleeding Gums Murphy, because she's trying to be like, he wouldn't want this, and I'm the number one source of information on Bleeding Gums Murphy. And she is, except she didn't know that he has a son.
Yeah.
And turns out Bleeding Gums Murphy has a son. So she goes and finds him. His name is Monk Murphy, and he's deaf. It took me a second to figure out that he was deaf when I was watching this episode, because I was like, whose voice is that?
Yeah, what's going on right now?
What accent are they going for? But it's and once you see the earpiece, I was like, oh, okay, Simpsons. We get a flashback of the boy, Bleeding Gums Murphy finding out that the boy is deaf and taking him to a young Hibbert and wanting to get the cochlear? I think it's cochlear. The cochlear implant that lets you hear.
That shit's wild.
Yeah.
That's like that happened in our lifetime. They can now just shove a radio into your skull, and now you can fucking hear.
If you are extremely rich.
Is that what it is? Is that true?
Yeah.
That's not just for this show?
Yeah, The Simpsons didn't invent that only rich people can afford that.
You got the basic bitch Blue Cross, you're not getting a cochlear?
No.
Really? No shit.
No.
How big of a check? How many digits? Under 6 digits? That's wild.
I bet it's pushing 6. I bet that's an expensive fucking thing.
How much do you pay to hear? Man, I mean, Daredevil's kicking ass. He don't got that shit. Daredevil can hear.
Daredevil can hear.
Just blind?
Yeah, Daredevil's just blind. You're getting your disabilities mixed up.
Any of them deaf? Thor deaf?
Echo's deaf.
Who is Echo?
Echo's a Native American lady. She's in the Daredevil
someone you know?
universe. Yeah, right. My pal. My buddy Echo.
Works at the coffee shop I go to. She does okay.
Echo's She's involved in one of the fucking crime families in the Daredevil universe. Like works alongside the Hand, maybe.
Oh, so she's a bad guy.
I think so, but also sometimes a good lady. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a complicated world.
Yeah, she's Echo like is all over the place. Yeah. She's in one of the shows. Hawkeye? Okay. Yeah, she shows up in the Hawkeye TV show.
There we go. Good for Echo.
Yeah, she's out here doing it. Yeah. She's out in these streets.
Being deaf.
And then the one of the, I don't know if it's, I don't think it's like that in the comics, but one of the Eternals is played by a deaf lady.
Oh, okay. The Eternals are something I know. Anytime they get that powerful, I kind of zone out.
That like super spacey Jack Kirby shit is not my favorite.
Oh, you're a god? Boring.
Yeah.
Yep.
That Eternals movie's fine.
I forget there was a...
It's fine.
Yeah. And do you think, is it that wasn't a huge hit, right?
No.
Yeah.
No, that might have been one of their lesser performing movies.
Which, do you think the bloom is off the rose a little bit that way with Marvel, with the money making?
I don't think so.
Think so?
People are trying to say that it's, comic book movies are over. It's like, no.
Fuck, DC's cranking them out of fucking all sorts of fucking shit.
Well, and they just, DC cranks out fucking garbage, but,
None of it worthwhile.
No, I've watched all those Snyder movies. They're all terrible.
That's a bummer.
Like, of all the DC movies that came out in the last 10 years, that first Wonder Woman is pretty good.
I thought the Robin Pattinson Batman, people say.
Oh, that I didn't see.
Okay.
That doesn't take part in their
fascinating
universe thing. That's like Joker. It's like a standalone thing. Joker's good. I don't think it's outstanding, but
I enjoyed
it.
It's not a movie I ever need to see again, but boy, it goes for it.
Yeah,
it definitely goes for it.
It sure is. Sure is a
real whiz banger.
Listen, I like Taxi Driver too. I'm not going to make a whole movie about it.
He's wearing a funny face paint. It's like, what if Sting drove a cab?
What if Sting drove a cab? I would watch that.
I am very into that.
Are we talking like Ultimate Warrior looking Sting or Crow Sting?
I think we got to go Ultimate Warrior Sting.
Red and black Sting, like Surfer Sting.
Yeah,
with the frilly jacket.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot about the frilly jacket. Woo! Yeah, that was 91 era Sting with the frilly jacket. Yeah. I think early Sting had some pretty basic B trunks, like just like black tights that had just Sting written, like his mom stitched it. And I think he had a lot more color in his face paint back then.
I've always thought, even at the height of his Attitude Era run in WCW against the NWO, I was like, this is a dumb name. You should call yourself something else.
Yeah, make an argument there, but that die had long been cast.
Yeah,
Gonna change it then.
I came to the party late.
Yeah. I was not quite ground floor, but I was pretty early on the Sting train. I think it was pretty dope when you're 8 years old.
Oh, yeah.
Stinger Splash. Oh, man, I don't know how many clavicles got broken by 8-year-old boys, chubby ones. Full bosoms. Giving a cousin a Stinger Splash
big old bosom
into
boys
a trailer house closet.
Trying to throw people in the Scorpion Deathlock, trying to wrap your cousin's skinny legs around your fat thigh to flip them over.
Any trailer house pretty quickly devolves into a tables, ladders, and chairs match because nothing's built worth a shit. Every closet door is an Irish whip away from being a table.
Or splinters.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
You could just senton right between the studs of a trailer house wall. Probably wouldn't even hurt if you were good at it.
Go clean outside.
Yeah. Stick the landing and keep running. Fucking lariat someone at lariat your mailman. He's just walking, opening the door. He hears some footsteps. The fuck? Boom! Right through the wall. The fuck? A huge clothesline lays him out. He cleats him out of his Skechers. Holy fuck. Go for the pin. A van pulls up. A social services woman slides down and does a quick 3.
Motherfucker, job doing clothesline?
Holy shit, witnessing that from across the street.
Do you think if we found a dilapidated, not even that dilapidated, fucking 1978 abandoned trailer house, do you think you could run through the wall like the Kool-Aid Man?
The studs are the problem, man. I mean, they are, a lot of them are 2x4, but you know, fucking 2x4 are pretty goddamn fucking solid. You know what you'd have to do? You'd have to commit. You'd have to hit it fucking full bore, fling your back into it, and hope you knock a whole section of wall out. Because you ain't breaking through the 2x4s.
Sure,
you know?
fair.
Like, I think a guy could, watching the whole back wall of a fucking trailer house just fall onto the ground because some dude did a running senton into it.
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of want to find one and gimmick it so we can shoot this sketch that we've now come up with.
You gotta find to do that shit for scale.
You!
I don't know how many, like, Jesus Christ, I couldn't fucking land a running senton off a platform in a trampoline park.
Not with that attitude. I think you got it in you. I think you can take that bump.
The sound of me getting stuck between the studs. Oh, upside down, no shirt, tights that are way too small, riding down my ass. The mailman just shrugs his shoulders and keeps walking because he can't be a plant. He's got to be real.
Yep. Fuck, we got to try this again tomorrow. Tomorrow's Sunday. God damn it.
I'm not feeling so good, you guys. I'm real dizzy.
Shut up, Nathan. We're going to try again tomorrow.
We'll push you out of those studs. 2 interns got their hands on my back pushing. He's really in there good. Oh, someday.
Oh, trailers. We got to see your childhood trailer park this weekend.
We did. We took a run through Southbrook Trailer Park. Yeah.
I had never seen it.
Yeah, looking like a trailer park.
Looks like a trailer park.
There's some beauty queens and some runners-ups and some never made it to the show.
Some real old snowmobiles.
Yeah, a lot of old snowmobiles, a couple of, oh boys, real dilapidated numbers, but really creative use of pallets. We had credenzas, we had gazebos, pallets. Wheelchair ramp made out of pallets. Not real level, but you know what? They're making it work.
A little steep.
Little steep. A couple nice jumps in it, which I'm not sure if that's what you want. I'm going to catch sweet air with your wheelchair.
I wish your buddy Damien would have been home. We could have stopped and finally met the legend.
Yeah, of podcast fame. Found the tree that the John Patno broke the top off of. That's how I can always know what lot was ours. Broke the top off that tree, landed flat on his back. The first time I ever saw the air knocked out of it, we just ran inside, locked the doors, just let nature take its course.
How do you break the top off a tree?
At that time, it was probably, in my head, it was legit 20 feet up. I bet that was a 7-foot tall tree at that point. I bet my dad planted that tree. And he was swinging and swinging. We thought it was hilarious, and it broke, and he landed on his back, made a scary sound, just went inside, turned up the TV real loud.
You kids were dicks.
He'll either get home. He was a dick. He was 12. I was 5. Grooming is what that is.
Delinquent grooming.
Yeah, that's legit what it was. I remember one time, me and my cousin were kindergarten age. Him and another kid took us to and just threw rocks through trailer house windows, like abandoned ones. We weren't big enough. I had to throw them overhand, two-handed. That is not good form for delinquency. Yeah. Like kick my legs back, get the momentum. Yeah, I did
Running
it.
Start.
We're wearing one-piece Cookie Monster snowsuits. They're wearing leather jackets that they took off a corpse.
Smoking.
Yeah. Oh my God, they were smoking. Looking back, they were real little to be smoking cigarettes. They were troubled youth. Goodness.
That trailer park seems fun.
I think their family just got led to the edge of the trailer park like fucking Dino putting fucking Fred out. Like, nope, you're done here. You gotta go somewhere else. Not for the night, forever. Like, I'm pretty sure that's what it was. They were just told you gotta get. Like, shoot them out with brooms.
We can't be having you in here no more. Your boys are trouble. Oh, shit. So, Lisa goes and visits Monk Murphy. We get that flashback of him wanting that cochlear implant. Bleeding Gums wanting to get it for him, but he can't afford it. And he's been just a deaf guy ever since. And we come to learn that Lisa's like, well, you must have gotten some money for the song being used for the lottery. No, he hasn't. And now it's the fun world of who owns the music rights.
Yeah, which that's a fucking labyrinth. Especially anything old back in the day. Yeah. My God.
Some real sad stories in the real world about old black music rights.
Yep.
So they head to the record publisher. We get another flashback of Bleeding Gums Murphy signing a contract that he didn't read. He got screwed, of course. But they can't give him any money because they sold all his music rights to some huge worldwide conglomerate who's been using it for whatever they want and has had the Bleeding Gums Murphy hologram performing in Europe.
Do you think the deceased touring artist hologram has kind of ran its course? Has that been in the news post-COVID?
I think that's run its course.
Yeah.
I think people thought the Tupac one was so distasteful. I think there was a lot of pushback on that.
The only two I remember was that and the Michael Jackson.
Yeah. I think people are like, nah, we don't like this.
No Jeff Buckley. There's no guitarist from Gin Blossoms. Holy shit, the rest of the band's there with the hologram.
Guitarist.
They're not admitting to it. Just ignoring it. Give it up to Dennis. That's not fucking Dennis, man. Then I'm related to Dennis. This is my cousin, you son of a bitch.
This one's called Hear It From You.
Yeah. Just talk over the guy in the crowd who's furious with you. His mom's still alive, you fucker.
I hear it from you.
Screaming the lyrics. That guy's so pissed. Don't take advice from fools.
Shout out to Gin Blossom.
I'm a big fan.
Of course you are. So while they're talking about, like, Monk he's out. He's like, listen, I was happy before you came along and dragged me on this fucking quest of yours. I was just living my life. Everything was good, so I'm out. Monk is out, and then Lisa quits. And her so depressed walking into the living room.
My goodness.
And Homer just being like, I'm so proud of you for quitting.
Oh, my God. And
Bart's like, hey, I never tried. And I'm so proud of you, boy.
And I think there's an exchange, something like, I'm just going to go to my room. And Homer is still just thrilled. Nothing beats a lonely, dark room after a giant mistake. God, he's just so pleased. And not even like gloating. He just thinks, hey, everything's working out for the best.
Look at this.
You'll get it out of your system.
Oh, my God. Lisa goes to the bridge where we met Bleeding Gums Murphy all those seasons ago.
Oh, my God. 32 seasons ago.
Yep. Goes and sees his ghost at the bridge. And I forget, the ghost gives her some kind of ghost advice.
Yeah.
And she goes and apologizes to Monk about, like, being so gung-ho about all this and not even really listening to what he wanted.
Yep.
She was just on her quest to be indignant. And he accepts the apology, and he's like, yeah, and I'm getting a cochlear implant because I got, like, 9th place in the lottery.
Oh, my God. That's such a nice touch.
I love that.
Oh, my goodness.
Like, how do we still get to where we want to be? He won the lottery that we've been rallying against this whole time. And then we get them activating his cochlear implant while Lisa plays Bleeding Gums' music, and a very wholesome, sweet ending.
Yep. Might be my least of the bunch, but that's a sign of how good this bunch is.
It's very straightforward. Mm-hmm. But, like, everything they went for with jokes fell flat for me. Like, they do that kind of long scene the second time they go to the jazz hole where the jazz singers are, like, jazz singing about who knew Bleeding Gums better.
Toured in the 90s.
Yeah. like the humor that is here, I don't think works. But it's like a nice episode, I guess.
Perfectly acceptable. Maybe just because of how little laughter there was, slightly below average, but there's times we have way below average, so we'll take it.
But in the end, it's a nice one. And I think, like I've been saying for like 4 or 5 seasons now, feels like Simpsons fans growing up and becoming Simpsons writers and circling back around on something from 32 seasons ago.
Yep, good point.
Which I think is cool.
Let's see what we think of episode 17, My Octopus and a Teacher. Lisa has joined a Future Nature Documentarians Club and is in the process of making a documentary about a squid she's befriended while snorkeling. How the fuck does a snorkel work? Because shouldn't the stick be above your head so it's above the water so you breathe?
Yeah, isn't that the case?
She's down below diving looking at all sorts of wacko shit.
It's a cartoon.
But like in real life, can you go under and it just seals somehow? How aren't you just choking on seawater?
I don't know. Maybe I don't know that there is a seal in there.
Yeah.
Like,
But if you're just floating and looking down with a stick that's 6 inches long, that's fucking lame. Unless that water is incredibly clear, you're not going to see shit.
That's the thing. I think that type of like
Is
surface
clear.
Snorkeling is in those places.
Those
yes.
because I am swimming in swamp lakes,
right,
where everything is dirt and blood, where you can't see shit.
Yeah.
I remember one time putting goggles on just at some kid's lake place. I was little, and put them on. You go under the water, you can't see shit, and what you can see is terrifying. It's like fucking rusty old fucking wheels and mean looking fish, and gross bugs and weird plants. Nope.
Yeah, if you knew what was in any lake, you would never go in it.
Oh yeah.
Was it Jacques Cousteau who did a little diving in Superior and then later said, like, I'll never go down there without a shark tank ever again?
Really?
Yeah, I think that was Cousteau said that.
No shit.
Yeah, like looking for shipwrecks. Like, what's the big famous one? The one that has the good song about it?
Oh God.
Edmund Fitzgerald.
Yep.
I think it was him looking at that or looking for that and sending divers down and stuff. And I think. Maybe I'm making all this up, but I think Jacques Cousteau has a quote of like, I'll never go down there again without a shark cage.
I don't know what the hell is down there.
What could be down there? Anything. That lake is huge.
Yeah. So if
full of dinosaurs.
If you've ever seen Nessie in Lake Superior, please email the podcast.
I'm a firm believer we should drag and or drain every lake every so often. Think of how many unsolved murders and dinosaurs.
Missing watches. There it is.
Statewide missing watches yard sales.
Leonard, care to Leonard on the back of this watch. Does anyone know Leonard? He died in 1912. Fuck.
Boy, the gun table is full this year.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
I bet around a bridge there's so many guns.
Yeah. If I lived in a city near a bridge, I would just fish for guns every once in a while. The way like a kid gets a gig digging golf balls out of a water hazard.
Get a nickel, a golf ball, get $5 a gun.
Yeah, just a wheelbarrow full of rusty handguns that you take to the cops every other month.
I wonder how long a gun's got to be underwater before it's fucking unsalvageable.
As in usable?
Yeah.
Or like can get evidence off of?
No, to use again. Do you like?
Oh boy.
Couple days?
Maybe. If
you'd have to know what you're doing, take it out, dry it, clean the fuck out of it.
I was about to say you would have to really know what you're doing to take it all apart.
What a fucking side hustle. That first shot, oh boy.
Let's roll the dice. Yeah. Here we go.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, don't explode.
Pew, hey.
Yay.
To the pawn shop.
I can sell this one to a pawn shop.
Not one of those guns is a serial number. Chewed off in most cases.
Yeah.
A crime of passion.
Somebody ran an emery board over this one. It's so shiny right here on the barrel.
So Lisa's making a documentary about her new pal, an octopus. Meanwhile, cut back to the school. Springfield Elementary has hired a new teacher named Mrs. Payton.
Yes.
Sound right?
Yeah, Mrs. Payton.
the fucking interview process. She's clearly way above this job.
Extremely qualified.
Overqualified. It's Skinner and Chalmers, and she's explaining her situation. Like, well, I taught here and here and here, but my husband got hired by the Springfield Orchestra. He's an oboist, and, he's really working hard, and this is what he could get, so now I'm here. And they're like, we will have to discuss the situation. They go into the fucking coat closet right there. Skinner and Chalmers shoehorn themselves, and they're fucking giddy, and one of them goes, oh my God, she's stuck here because her husband sucks at oboe.
And then there's a high five.
Yeah. So she's hired, and there's a quick scene where she just walks through the hallway, and Skinner introduces her to a few kids, and Bart just acts real weird, like kind of hides from her.
Yeah.
So we just kind of to plant that seed that something's up.
And you get like a quick flash of like her with mascara on her face going, are you okay?
Oh,
and that's like, but we don't know what the fuck that is.
So we know there's a backstory there somewhere. Lisa's documentary debuts at the Springfield Film Festival. It's supposedly her just talking over some, underwater visuals of the octopus, talk about the octopus, and then a shark hits it, and it's like, that's of course I wanted to save it, but I couldn't. I wouldn't be doing my duty as a documentarian. And the documentary's a hit, and Lisa gets some kind of award, and Homer and Marge are proud. They both liked it. And then Lisa goes up to her bedroom. We find out she's been lying. She actually saved the octopus.
Yeah, broke the documentarian's oath and saved the octopus.
Basically, like at that time, in like a mason jar.
Yeah.
Just like a jar on her desk. Miss Peyton shows up at Springfield Elementary and starts making drastic changes to everyone's syllabi. She goes into the fucking teacher's lounge. I love when we just see how apathetic and pathetic the fucking teachers at Springfield are. My God.
Teacher's lounge at Springfield Elementary is very sad.
Is like the grizzled flat top guy and like the buff middle-aged blonde woman both supposed to be gym teachers?
Yeah, they're both gym teachers.
Yeah, they show up randomly.
Yeah, very few and far between their appearances are.
What's the guy say when he's throwing dodgeball?
Bombardment.
That's what it is. Yeah. So she takes over. She basically coerces them to follow her game plan by giving them all pre-written out assignment books, or like basically just gives them a syllabi to follow.
Because she wants to do a cross grades entire elementary project where like they're all learning about the same overarching thing while each doing their own part of it.
They're all building like versions of the new Seven Wonders of the World or something like that. Which
I didn't know that some of those were the new ones. One's the Colosseum. That doesn't seem new to me.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's a good wiki page to read someday.
But like the seven of the ancient world are different. Yeah. The pyramids, the Colossus of Rhodes, that shit.
The hanging gardens.
Yeah. Library of Alexander? Maybe?
Might be,
No, I'm not up on my shit.
Yeah, like it used to be. You used to always be prattling on about the Seven Wonders of the World.
I was always talking about
the hanging gardens. Could you imagine those hanging gardens?
The Colossus of Rhodes was so big.
So could you? Rhodes
has an H in it.
It doesn't make sense, but I love it. Oh.
The Greeks.
So many things. The Mesopotamians. The Phoenicians. Don't even get me started on the Phoenicians.
The brutality of the Assyrians.
So in her own class, she has everyone draw self-portraits so she can get to know them better, which what a fun thing to do in a grade school class.
Sure.
Fucking Nelson, she walks up and look, that's certainly violent. And he's like, this is me beating up Santa until he agrees to be my dad. Fucking A, did I pop at that.
It's so good. And I love her inner monologue of like, well, he's interested in the holidays and family. I can work with that.
Yeah. Bart still acting real weird on Mrs. Peyton, so when she walks up to him, He like fucking puts glue on a page and like he covers it with glue and sticks it to his face. Like, I'm Glue Man. There's a good visual of him eating shit. He just wants to go to the principal's office or the bathroom. He just keeps eating shit. He's getting gassed. It's so good.
It is a good gag.
To the point where Nelson and Milhouse have a talk with him afterwards. Like, hey man, like you're slipping. Something's up here. You know, it's one of those random ones where Nelson isn't a bully. He's a friend.
Right. Yeah. We've gotten that a bit. Nelson and Milhouse being Bart's accomplices.
Yep.
So Nelson and Milhouse weirdly being friends.
Like Nelson has a line like, I'm not going to give you noogies, but you stop and think about what you've done. Maybe give yourself a noogie.
I love their come to Jesus meeting. Also, like remind me of the continuity. Isn't Flanders the teacher?
That was my question regarding the canon.
Okay.
Like, he's not even there. It's just been forgotten. So, yep, I guess that's... Do you think this stays? Is this woman... Is she someone famous? Or is she going to...
No.
Is this voice will be back again?
No, I bet this doesn't... I bet this doesn't stick.
You don't think so?
No.
Interesting.
Well, I'm just guessing. I'm basing that on nothing.
Yeah.
But, like, is Flanders a substitute teacher?
He was there for far too long. I think they're just retconning this shit.
Okay. What does Flanders do now, then?
I'm going to bet that she is the teacher. Let's
you
see,
think
though.
so?
Yeah. Well,
okay.
I mean, well, we have a handful of episodes to figure if we'll ever see it again.
This felt like a one-off to me, but okay.
So we're back at the Simpson household. Lisa's octopus escapes into the bathroom faucet. Fucking nightmare fuel.
Yeah,
Jesus
100%.
Christ.
That thing's coming out of the toilet, getting you by the bottom of the bag.
and she fucking... Where does she find it? In fucking Homer's cereal.
In the box of cereal. Yeah.
Which he almost eats. Lisa puts it in what she thinks is a better fish tank, but it can still escape whatever it wants.
Octopuses are fucking smart.
Yep.
Jesus, terrifyingly smart.
Oh boy, yeah. Hopefully, I don't ever find like a 700-pound one of those because it's gonna tear through fucking people before we finally kill it.
I've brought up before. I don't think we ought to be eating those.
Yeah.
I don't think I can do it anymore.
They're so good though.
Oh God, they're so good.
I like the little pieces.
But like,
oh boy. It's a tasty treat.
I think maybe that thing has feelings in a way that we're not. Maybe we ought to not.
That thing might have came from fucking space.
Isn't it that they don't share DNA with anything else on the planet?
Oh, no shit.
I think that's real.
That makes sense. Well, let's change the subject. Back at school.
They're so tasty.
They're so good, though. Bart flips when Mrs. Peyton gives Milhouse praise for his project. They're building some kind of, like, out of styrofoam, some kind of little building of some sort.
Yeah, I forget which of the wonders their grades is, but it's some old thing.
And Bart snaps, and he fucking punts it out the window. Fucking... The line fucking is, Mills, I lost my fingerprints making that. We had to go to urgent care. I saw a drug addict. So now Bart's like the weird kid. They all move their desks away from him and shit. And Homer and Marge have to come have a talk with Mrs. Peyton. They go back at home. Homer has a talk with Bart, and we find out the real story. While at the beach, when Lisa was making her movie, Bart was able to sneak into some kind of like nearby, like kind of like a Gucci resort.
Yeah.
And like, they have a nice pool. They have all this free food. So he gorges himself on food and goes into some kind of water slide and promptly starts drowning in the pool when Mrs. Peyton saves him. Bart panics and is like screaming, hey, I wasn't drowning, get away from me, and just runs off, which is, she's probably a very weirded out by that, but it's not like a life-altering event in her life like it is his.
Right. Like, it would have been like a weird thing that happened that one day, but she wouldn't be distraught.
Yeah. But he's still worried that she's going to find out what happened and she's going to hate him. And Homer suggests, hey, why not try he's like, what's that thing again? It's like, the truth? Yeah, that's it. Like,
Jesus.
I mean, Homer's on the right side here, but we still get to see shit-ass Homer a little bit. So that's what he does. Bart goes to school with all the intention to tell her, but he sees her meeting her husband in the classroom, and he hulks out on the water fountain. Like, fucking
that scene of him ripping the water fountain off the wall.
So good. Now it's, what would you call this? Just like the demonstration day. All the classes have their shit set up in the gym. Parents are there. And Homer finds Bart and is like, hey, I'm going to ruin everything because I have a crush on Mrs. Peyton. Homer gives him advice how you deal with it. He's, kind of like just find something, a pillow to hit, something to scream in, and kind of gives him some kind of wise, hey, not everything that's awesome in life is meant to be for you.
Yeah.
Some good parenting by Homer here.
Yeah.
And that's when Lisa overhears this. It's like realizes, hey, I am being unfair to this octopus, keeping it in a jar, because now she's so worried about it getting loose. She's been bringing it to school.
I love that Homer gives Lisa some A+ parenting advice by accident.
Yeah. She just happens to overhear it being given to Bart.
Yeah.
The presentation starts. Bart's temper takes the best of him, so he takes Homer's advice, looks for something to scream in. He opens a jar to scream in, and of course, it's Lisa's fucking octopus jar. And that thing fucking face huggers him like it's a fucking Aliens movie. So he is panicking, which, Jesus Christ, who wouldn't?
Yeah.
And it's like mimicking his skin, so it's yellow with white eyes on his face.
Yep, so no one can tell that to everybody else, it just looks like he's freaking out.
And he is fucking losing it, as you would, because he's fucking kind of dying, knocking a bunch of shit over. He hits the button that causes the bleachers to go back into the wall. Fucking adults are falling, balls are bouncing everywhere. All the demonstrations are getting crushed. One of my favorite things is enough balls hit the giant Christ the Redeemer statue that it falls off its platform and starts wobble walking, destroying things.
Like Godzilla.
It's how it goes, the Redeemer is on a rampage as it's crushing paper mache houses.
That's so good. That thing is so big. It's ridiculous how big that Jesus is.
On like the side of a mountain, too.
It's too big.
Yeah,
That's a big Jesus.
Big JC. So Bart has pretty much ruined all of this. He goes to tell Mrs. Peyton the truth, and now she recalls who he is. And then he also admits he does have a crush on her, which in teacher psychology fashion is able to, you know what? Having a crush on a teacher means you found a new part of yourself, and that's what you're actually excited about. So he's like, so I have a crush on myself? And she's like, yeah, that's it. Like great teacher psychology there. And he assumes she's leaving, and she announces she's not leaving. Basically, the joke is like, I got to teach the good students you got to teach the nightmares just like the good students.
Which I think is an Edna Krabappel line.
Is it really?
I think it might be. Or at least Edna has said very close to the same thing, if not exactly.
Yep. Now that you say that, that does sound right. And she tries to apologize, and he's like, "Hey, I get it. Like trust me." And so there's there was one thing my old teacher made me do to correct my behavior, and then it just cut to him writing something on the chalkboard over and over again.
Yeah.
And then just the other thing is Lisa back at the ocean releasing the octopus.
Yep.
Very good episode.
It's a real good one. I like that
I laughed heartily at this one.
Yeah, it was a fun episode. That Bart freak out with that goddamn octopus on his face.
Yep.
All of those. I think we get 2 different music montages of that octopus escaping and hiding out in places it shouldn't be.
Yeah, and those were fun.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I don't have a ton to say about this one other than I like that one.
Good job. 2 thumbs up.
Yay, Simpsons. The next one is episode 18, Girls Just Shauna Have Fun. My favorite episode title in a good long time.
That's pretty good.
Because A, it means we're getting Shauna. That's fun.
I'm Shauna.
And who doesn't like that song? The high school marching band wants Lisa to replace their injured saxophonist.
33 years in, I think it's the first time we've seen the high school.
I think so, too.
Yeah, ain't that something?
I had the same thought.
Yeah.
I like that we clearly just made up a saxophonist to get injured because as this episode goes, I think we just wanted to have an episode where Lisa's in high school.
Yep.
Totally. How do you
totally.
get Lisa at a high school party, And the fact that we can team her up with Shauna is a good idea that somebody had.
God, Shauna's an asshole.
Oh,
early
she's
on.
the fucking worst. I'm Shauna. I hate how fucking over it she is.
Yeah.
Everything is so snarky. I hate Shauna Chalmers so much.
Oh, my goodness.
So Lisa goes and is the new high school saxophonist, and Shauna is a drummer, it turns out. And Lisa tries so hard to be her friend, and Shauna sucks so bad.
That's a little kid. Just at least be polite.
That's an 8-year-old that you're being mean to. It's well documented that I like a Lisa one. This is a Lisa heavy batch. Holy
Good
shit.
point. It really is.
That last one, she's half of it with the octopus. This is strictly a Lisa episode. The one before this was the Bleeding Gums Murphy one, which is a Lisa episode. And the one before that was featured a lot of Lisa with the Secret Smart Kids.
This is I bet this goes top 10 least Bart in any episode in the show's history.
Yeah, outside of that last one and some of the next one, we don't get much of him this week. Lisa forgot her sheet music at school. She's at the dinner table and has to run back and find it. And she finds Shauna practicing and caring about music. And God forbid that Shauna be found to be caring about anything.
Yeah, and she quickly realized, she got caught fucking touching off. She tried to cover it up, I'm not practicing, you're practicing. You want to practice, I don't practice.
I don't practice, get out of here.
God, the drum, exoskeleton is such a weird thing that to have to wear in a marching band, but I guess that's what they got to do.
Well, how else are you going to do it?
Yeah. In my head, I don't think we had that in our school. We had the guy with a big drum on wheels and then maybe a little side snare drum.
On wheels?
Yeah, but I don't think we ever marched it. It was just sitting there, wheel locks on it, big bong, the thing they hit in fucking Temple of Doom.
The big bass drum it sits vertically.
Yep, exactly.
Oh, we had a stand for ours. I don't want to sound too fancy.
Got some of that government money. Someone filled out some grant paperwork.
Yeah,
got us the stand.
The cumulative $7 worth of plywood that thing was built out of. Not that anyone ever played it. You only had one percussionist in the whole band.
Jesus.
And he was sitting behind the kit.
Fucking Neil Pertinent. Million different things to play. Strumming the fish. Did you guys have the fish? The wooden thing that you run a stick across and has ridges? I would just call it the fish because it looked like the fish.
But the brrr.
Yeah. You're good at it.
Jesus
you should
Christ.
play the fish.
The fact that could be called a musical instrument is very funny. It's a similar sound. It's definitely not the same instrument. But what makes the crazy train sound? What makes the brrr in the crazy train?
That ain't.
You know
fish.
what I mean? The
yeah. God, I don't know. You're right though. That is a unique
it's
sound.
It's not that because it's not wood.
Yeah,
you can tell.
Is it a door stopper?
Hopefully it is. They just took a microphone over to the door stopper.
Randy Rhoads Dio mashup. Why don't you find things around the home to make music with? Okay, losers. Yeah, guys, I found some virgins wearing fucking flower pots on their heads, but they got some pretty good goddamn fucking riffs. Real dorks, but hey.
Tony Iommi just wants to play guitar. God damn it, guys.
They're all over everything, taking up all the plugins. How many synthesizers do we need? Drummer has one stick.
Oh, I suppose I fucked that up. Tony Iommi wouldn't have been in there.
Yeah. I can't think of who else would have been the rhythm section in early Ozzy.
Of Ozzy's band,
that's a little deep cut for me.
Yeah. Later, it would be Zakk Wylde after Randy Rhoads, but...
I wonder when the drummer from Faith No More got in with Ozzy. That was probably a 90s thing.
Yeah, something like that. Isn't that where, that's where What's-His-Nuts from Metallica came from? The guy that looks like Roman Reigns, Robert Trujillo. Robert Trujillo came from Ozzy's band.
Yeah, but was he in Suicidal Tendencies before?
Before that, I have no idea.
Yeah, he had a band that he was a founding member of that was pretty influential. Yeah, and you're right, though. He was briefly with Ozzy, too.
Because I think it was kind of a trade, because I think Newstead went to Ozzy's band.
Really?
Yeah.
The old heavy metal trade.
Yeah.
And a touring keyboardist to be named later.
To be named later. You got to stay under the cap. Shauna is like, okay, yeah, you busted me. Yeah, I care about music, yada, yada. And invites Lisa over to her place to jam. Lisa thrilled to have a high school friend.
Yeah.
So we go to probably the first time we've seen the inside of the Chalmers home.
What a good man outside of the school.
Yeah.
He is trying his best.
God damn it, is he ever. He's trying so hard to be a good single dad. And Shauna sucks.
It's such a shithead.
Dinner's almost ready. We're eating at the mall. Oh, God.
I've been rolling something all day. Get some fancy food.
Yeah.
Quit touching my food.
Quit touching my food, perv. Yeah. Oh, she
what
sucks.
A shithead.
God damn it, Shauna.
You're not supposed to hit your kids, but some of them.
Homer is there either to pick up Lisa or he's dropping off Lisa. He's coming to pick her up.
Yep.
And he learns that Superintendent Chalmers, is a home brewer. And he knocks Homer's socks off with this Belgian monk beer.
Yeah. And I like how Chalmers is kind of like, well, do you like it? Like he's not real confident. You can tell he's new at it, and then when Homer likes it, that's when the confidence really skyrockets.
Yeah, but he knows he's got something when he's asking him like, "Hey, do you like beer?" And Homer's like, "Do I like beer? I don't know." And he's got a can of Duff on him that he starts drinking. Lisa and Shauna are hanging out at the mall. Lisa's like perplexed. Why do I like her?
Yeah.
She's so shitty.
Yeah.
And then it kind of dawns on her that, this is like having a big sister.
Yeah.
Lisa's hyped, but like kind of turning into Shauna.
Yeah.
Lisa starts to get shitty. There's that fun scene at the dinner table of her being like, I finally have a sister. And Maggie like
what the fuck?
Crosses her arms and looks all stern and leaves.
I think she dumps her food and gets out of there.
Yeah. And I think it's Bart is just like, you have made a very fussy enemy.
There's a very quick visual gag in this, right when we get at the dinner table where Marge is trying to eat a hard shell taco and she doesn't know what angle to come from. I love that.
That's a fun quick callback.
Carrying over from a prior episode. Hard shell taco.
It's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, delicious treat though.
Yeah.
I still get them.
Very good, but man.
They make you work for it.
There's that dumb gag where Homer gets fucking hot sauce in his eye.
Mouth mistake hot sauce.
Mouth mistake is the funniest fake hot sauce name. And I love that he cures it by then pouring mild hot sauce into his eye. Jesus. Chalmer is super into this Belgian brewing history. It's like the recipe from some monks or something. We get a quick history lesson on the brewer monks. That life ever appeal to you? The brewing, not the monkery.
No, I don't like beer enough.
How about the monkery? You ever want to be a monk?
Don't like robes enough.
You don't like? Come on.
No, not the fabrics they're making it out of.
I bet you'd love a robe.
I've owned robes.
I bet you strike me as a robe man.
Yeah, I have owned robes. I'd rather have a pair of basketball shorts and a t-shirt if I'm relaxing.
Really?
Yeah.
I've stared at robes. I think I might be a robe guy.
They're making theirs out of fucking wool or something not comfortable. Fucking canvas.
I mean a fucking proper bathrobe.
I mean, I don't think they let you bring your own robe when you join the monkhood.
I've moved on from monks and I'm in robes now.
Oh yeah, a comfy robe, but they're not cooking what I'm fucking eating.
Yeah, those fucking burlap Jedi robes that they're wearing.
The silly haircuts. Friar tucking it. I'm not ready for that. Wooden sandals. God, are they still doing that? I just saw a monk for the first time. I went to that abbey in western North Dakota. There was a monk out hooting and hollering, running around, getting into all sorts of mischief.
Like he's an animal? Yeah. What?
He's like Yosemite Sam. That is pretty chill. I think monks are usually pretty chill.
What are you doing going to an abbey just for funsies?
Yeah, I mean, you can pull right up. A big, neat-looking building. Just did a slow roll. All of a sudden, I saw some guy monking around. Like, look at this shit. Fucking, he's bebopping through the trees. Like, what is he up to?
Look at this monk monking off.
Yeah, fucking gonna go. Got some candy hidden or something. Got a Game Boy Advance hidden in a fucking tree stump. Gotta beat Mega Man 10.
You think there's a monk out there that could beat Mega Man 10? I bet not.
Fuck them monks. They don't know what they don't got the internet. They can't find out what order you got to beat the bosses.
You got to beat them in the right order. Yeah.
They'd have to find some Nintendo powers at a recycling bin or something. That's how you get a monk.
Complicated life this monk is living right now.
A double life.
I don't think they were making Nintendo powers during the GBA days.
Shit.
I don't want to fact check your jokes, but I don't think there's a Mega Man 10 on the GBA. Oh, probably actually a re-release, maybe. Is he the only monk there?
No, I think there's multiple monks.
Multiple.
Richardson Abbey, if you're interested in checking it out.
When was the... I suppose you were there for a comedy show.
Yeah,
I was like, what the fuck do you mean? You just went and checked out an Abbey?
See how they're doing. Make sure they ain't getting any mischief. Monk shenanigans.
Last thing you want is monk troubles.
There's one wearing roller skates. There's 6 others on his shoulder trying to break some world record. You get down. You get down.
You knock it off.
Come on, guys. This is a gravel road. No way that's going to work. Use your head. Get back inside. Think about what you've done. Y'all probably sleep in one big bed, which is fucked.
I bet that's
no
not
horsing
the
around
case at all. Just one big bed, half a dozen grown men just monking it up.
Like, it's 3 p.m. Are we in bed all night? I don't get it. Who is that guy? He sure seems stern. Someone poke your head out, see if he's still there.
The idea of you coming by just to chastise the monks every so often. Hey, you get out of there.
Wouldn't have to do this if he would stop horsing around. You think I like doing this? You think I like being the bad guy?
Don't let me get you monkeying around in the garbage again.
You get out of there.
I was taking it out. Oh, shit. You think... Do monks get to live just normal lives? Is there internet in that abbey?
Yeah, I doubt it. I think that's frowned upon. I think you're supposed to be real one with the Lord. Could have just, I don't know, fucking sitting on your butt and fucking staring at a brick wall and praying, I think is a lot of your day. Tending to the garden or whatever they got to do.
Doesn't sound like any fun. They make beer. That's a real, this is a real thing in this episode.
I think they still do, or is that a thing from back in the day?
I think brewer monks is still a thing.
Is it really? Okay.
I think there's monks keeping that alive.
Okay.
But they don't have like a intramural soccer team or nothing.
You think they're like, is this like a franchise monks straight from Vatican, or is this like a pro wrestling tag team called the Mad Monks? Are these the ones making beer? Like, is this outlaw bullshit mud show fucking monk beer?
I think monk brewers are sanctioned.
There's a cardinal signing off on it.
Yeah, exactly. Somewhere a bishop's got to get some paperwork involved for them to be monking around.
Give it the Catholicism stamp of approval.
Monk in business. Oh, fuck. Yeah, the Catholicism stamp of approval means a lot these days. Lisa pushes Shauna to challenge for lead chair, and I was like, are we going to do a goddamn whiplash again?
Felt a little whiplashy for me. Had lots of drumming.
I was like, hold the fuck up. It's funny, this isn't really a whiplash. This is kind of a drum line.
Yeah.
If you've ever seen Drumline. The other drumming movie. Shauna, of course, blows them the fuck away. Turns out Shauna's real good at this. Nobody knew because she pretends to hate everything.
What's his name's older brother is one of the people competing?
Martin.
Martin's older brother.
Yep.
That was a weird thing to see.
Didn't like it.
Nope,
Just
uncomfortable.
Big Martin. Big Martin with a wispy mustache. No, thank you. So they go. They perform the marching band stuff out at the football game. Afterwards, the quarterback invites her, Shauna and Lisa, to a party. Come on out. All you got to do is bring a case of beer to the party.
I think it was a beer.
Oh, is that it? Beer.
Just weird.
Yeah.
What's that going to get accomplished?
Here's one for the pile, I guess.
Just take one off the pile.
Maybe not everyone drinks the way we do in this state.
Very, very true.
So Shauna swipes a case of Homer and Chalmers beer, Homer's new batch. Homer just brewed up a big old batch because Chalmers was teaching him how to brew it.
Yeah, thought he had the stuff.
Yep. And sets it, pretty crafty, sets it right outside the garage door and closes the garage door. And the jocks come by to pick it up. And as they do, like, Homer and Chalmers hug, and it hits the garage door opener in Chalmers' pocket, which opens the garage door so the jocks see all of this beer. Cases and cases and cases of freshly bottled monk beer. And they take it to the party. They sneak off with it. We get to that party with Shauna and Lisa. Shauna sneaks off with the quarterback. Lisa just kind of happy to be there.
Yeah.
Had Hereditary vibes.
Yeah.
I was like, don't let Lisa's head get knocked off at the end of all this. I didn't think that movie was as good as everyone makes it out to be.
I fucking loved it.
Hereditary's perfectly fine, but
it slaps for
it's
me.
a real dumb ending. I was like,
that ending wasn't perfect.
Fart.
Yeah.
I just shouted fart at the television.
I think I was so invested in those characters by that point, though, that I was with it.
I'll give the lady who plays the mom is acting her fucking dick off.
Should have won every acting award.
Yeah.
Toni
She
Collette, I believe her name is.
Swinging for the goddamn fences. The party is going off like as soon as the quarterback's parents
He's got
leave.
hip parents that he'll have, have people over.
like, oh, we're gonna go to an escape room 3 towns over. Are you gonna be okay for the next 7 hours? And the mom is like, oh, yeah, it's like almost 8 p.m. That's about when
setting.
pizza parties start to wind down.
The teenager parties wind down when the sun sets.
Yeah. Lisa is freaked out by all the partying that is happening. Everyone's getting drunk. She calls the cops or social service.
911?
I think maybe 911.
Yeah.
Calls to report an abandoned minor herself.
Yeah.
Because she's scared. If you're 8 years old at a rip-roaring teen party, you're probably a little freaked out. Homer and Chalmers come in and are like, oh my God, we got to get all this beer out of here because it's all got labels with their faces on it.
They're like hugging in their monk robes.
Yeah, cheersing with their beer. They're like, Chalmers especially, like, I'm going to get fucking fired.
Lose my job.
My superintendent
Go to
job.
prison.
Like, we gotta. So their mission is like, we gotta collect all the bottles. We can't let anyone see any of the bottles, or else we're in trouble. They get arrested because Wiggum and Lou and Eddie shows up.
Yeah,
doesn't say anything. Of course.
Yeah.
He's had one line in 33 seasons. The poor guy. They get arrested, but they start breathalyzing all the teens. And all of them are blowing zeros. And fucking Wiggum is so dumb when Lou's like, they're all blowing 0.0. Chief Wiggum's like, oh, they're already dead?
Aim for the heads, Lou.
And it turns out Homer forgot to put the yeast in, so he accidentally made NA alcohol.
Like, Homer, you beautiful idiot.
Which means that all these kids are going off acting like shitheads on no alcohol.
And am I right here where Wiggum assumes they're zombies? Like, is this the same scene?
Nope, different. That's in the next episode.
That's coming up later. Okay. Bite my tongue. Pinch this lip.
You monk it up over there.
I'm taking a vow of silence.
I could do that. I could take a vow of silence, I think.
Well, I'm too sassy.
You're right. You are too sassy. I think a vow of silence is a power move because if somebody talks to you, you can just walk away.
Yeah.
That's power.
Yeah. Just do it like one of those facial expressions, just go the other direction.
Just give them like a half smile, like a one-sided smirk, and
just calmly putting a piece of gum in your mouth, chew it aggressively, and blow a giant bubble, pop it, and walk away.
Yeah.
Says it all.
Loud fart.
Yeah. Holy shit. You're really committing to being a hermit if you're just farting at people.
A real robe rippler.
This is my daughter, Destiny. She's selling Girl Scout cookies. We are very in. Flop. Calmly shut the door. I guess he doesn't need any.
Oh, God. You know how these monks are. You bought Girl Scout cookies on the road.
I sure
you
did.
had road cookies.
Yeah.
Attaboy.
Yeah. Kids didn't talk. The mom did all the talking. Come on.
Those kids got shy.
Little shaver. You got to have a sound off. Let us know what's up.
I watched it happen because those kids were like loudly talking to each other and loud and rambunctious. And out of the corner of my eye, I watched you walk up to their table and them clam the fuck up. They were terrified.
I don't want to sell cookies anymore. I don't like this. Who is this man? He's breathing heavy. He likes cookies too much. How many is it gonna buy? And then that'd have been great if they were just offended when I only bought one. Like, what the fuck you mean? One of them's getting a 2-wheel cart. I'll keep the cases in the cooler.
Well, I guess we can let him use my wagon to get it out to the car.
Just one, please. Fuck you.
God, if they'd said that.
Fucking cookie tease.
Fuck you.
The fuck out of here.
That was a different kind of Girl Scout cookie than I had ever had. It was good.
Yeah.
Not my favorite.
Should have went with the Samoa.
Samoas are the kings.
Those peanut butter ones.
Yep, the tagalongs, also
treat.
good. Lisa is crushed that Shauna has been being shitty because Shauna came down on Lisa pretty hard.
Yep.
That she like called the cops because she's like, well, you left me here.
Yeah. Lisa in the right here.
Yeah, 100%. Shauna, piece of garbage. So we're at home. Lisa's crushed. She's bummed. Marge and Homer are going out somewhere. I forget where, but they're taking off. And, the babysitter's here. And, of course, it's Shauna.
Yeah.
And her and Lisa are like being awkward. And then Shauna finally is like, listen, I quit the band, but I started a punk band where I'm drummer and singer. And it's all thanks to the confidence that Lisa gave her. And now they're pals again.
Very good episode.
And that wraps it up. Yeah, that was a good one. I like that one.
Oh, my God. There was an exchange. It's when Lisa's attitude starts getting affected by hanging out with Shauna, where she's kind of turning into a jerk. They're sitting, it's Marge and Homer at the kitchen table, and Marge is just going on about, I just don't think she's a good influence, this and that, and the way she acts now, the Shauna, I don't like, and fucking Homer's like, yep, teenagers are terrible. Just the way he calmly says it. He's like, well, I'm off to Mers. And she's like, Mers? Like Moe's? Not Moe's, Mers. And he gets there's a new sad old man getting me drunk, Marge. So good.
Mers like Chalmers.
Or when Lisa's first getting a feel for like what it's like hanging out with Shauna. Shauna's just being such an asshole to Superintendent Chalmers. And Lisa's like, you're really rude to your dad. She's like, thanks. Her response to that was so good.
I forget the context or what sentence it was in response to, but at one point in this episode, Lisa says, you're Shauna, which is very funny. Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, that was very good.
Another fucking weird deep dive. We got a Brandine episode and a Shauna episode.
And a lot. And we've had more Chalmers, but this is a lot of Chalmers.
Yeah, a Chalmers B story.
Let's see how this batch wraps up. Episode 19, Marge the Meanie.
Wrap the batch, Nathan.
Wrap the batch?
Wrap it.
Wrap it up tight. Double wrap it. I'm a dirty girl. Holy, hearing that in that low of a voice is troublesome.
Yep, don't like that.
This is pretty dark in this camper. I don't even see who I'm with right now. Don't worry about it. Are you actively gluing flypaper to the windows of this camper? Making it more hard to see? Setting the mood. With flypaper?
Shit. Oh, God.
Episode begins with Abe leading his retirement home to a come-from-behind shuffleboard win against kind of like the New York Yankees of retirement home sports in Springfield.
Golden Exits.
There we go. I knew Exit was in the title.
the fancy retirement home. You ever play big old standing up shuffleboard? No. That looks fun as hell.
And it must have been a thing that was much more popular because any 1950s high school you go to in the kitchen area or somewhere, there is the shuffleboard right in the tiles, like the tree-shaped thing.
Really?
Yeah, I've seen that at multiple schools. I remember mostly being like junior high, you're playing basketball, just milling around in a cafeteria waiting for our turn to play in a tournament or something and noticing it there. Our high school had it too in the
I've
lunchroom.
never seen that.
Oh, no shit, yeah.
And we had all tile floors like in the cafeteria.
I imagine it was times people had to sell them. You had to sell the different colored tiles. All these tiles. Here you go. Here are 2 dimes.
We got light gray from the state.
Trading them for feathers for some reason.
I bet that standing up shuffleboard is fucking fun.
Yeah. You know what I've never seen, though, are the sticks for playing it. Those got used for kindling at some point, I'm sure.
I'm surprised they weren't tucked away with the highlight scoops at your school.
Yes, I bet they were there. We just didn't know what they were for, you know?
Yeah. What are these weird, I don't know.
half
Disc
circles on a
huggers.
stick. Disc huggers.
These for throwing clay pigeon? I don't know. Well, you probably huck one a long way. This is a long stick.
Jesus Christ. But how would you go about it? Like, there has to be some release trigger on it. You swing it like one of those hammers in the fucking track and field.
Well, a regular fucking clay pigeon thrower doesn't have a switch or anything.
Yeah,
it just
that's
comes
true.
out of there just right. It's all in the flick.
Yeah.
If you throw that wrong, it won't come out. And then it sucks because you've like thrown your shoulder out of place trying to huck it.
The perils of clay pigeon shooting.
It's a trap. It's literally a trap. Like trap shooting.
Yeah.
Boom.
We figured it out.
Killing it.
We did it.
Join in the Abbey.
Fuck all of you.
Whew. You think you can play that game anywhere around here? You think any place has it?
God.
At the Y, if that existed, but it doesn't. So
Yeah. If it was there, it'd be at the mythical Y. That's a very good question. I don't think so. No, I bet there are senior centers that have it built into the floor in the cafeteria.
because I feel like it's exclusively for old people.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. Sure feels that way. I bet if we have anyone listening to this that's older, they're like, no, we played it in gym. Because thinking back, you certainly could have at our school. Hey, everyone, next week, go to the cafeteria. We'll move the tables. We're going to play shuffleboard.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, you could probably just put down some tape on the gym floor and do it if you wanted to.
I mean, I think one key is you want it super smooth, just so there's no impediment from hitting the puck thing and move. You don't want it to hit that tape and not keep sliding.
It's like curling, but you can wear shorts.
Yeah. And there's the bar shuffleboard that we've all played.
Which I love. I love bar shuffleboard.
That's always fun to see.
It's my number one bar game. I would rather play that than pool, and I love playing pool.
You're not going to get any dissent here. I am all about that.
Well, we should look around, see if we can shuff it up one of these days.
I can think of one in town. That's all I'm thinking. One bar.
Oh, the bar shuffleboard?
Yep,
Yeah, I know
yep.
a couple. I know. There's a few.
Okay, we'll talk after the
Okay,
podcast.
yeah, let's do that after the podcast. That is not an on-mic talk to
So
have.
which shuffleboard is closest to your home?
I think they still got it over at Three
They got
Lions.
chicken teaser specials.
Oh, I love chicken teasers.
During this shuffleboard event, the Simpson fam is there to cheer on Grandpa. And during the whole event, there's this elderly woman that just keeps looking at Marge. And Marge is kind of, what the hell's going on? Marge finally outside of the event center confronts this woman, and the old woman is terrified of Marge and says that Marge ruined her life and just like gets on the bus.
Calls her Marge the Meanie.
Marge, that we get the name right away. So it's like, wonder what the story is here. And the woman is like grandmother age. If Marge is a mom, she's grandma.
She's like younger than Abe, though. She's not like falling apart old.
Yeah, or she's just an Abe age that took care of herself.
Yeah, maybe
probably
that's
younger.
It. Maybe that's it.
So and then Bart immediately intrigued by this. And I think they end up going to Patty and Selma's place. And that's where it comes out that the woman was Marge's old principal. And we find out that Marge accidentally pranked Mrs. York once she got sent to middle school. Because we get a video of young Marge. She loves elementary school. It's all safe and gentle. And then the bus for the middle school pulls up, and it's a fucking nightmare.
Of course.
Kids are super mean, which they are.
Yeah.
That is not untrue. and she's really struggling. And then, I'm trying to think of what exactly she does, because she doesn't mean to do it. Like, she accidentally, like, knocks her into the garbage can or something like that.
Yeah, purely an accident.
And everyone laughs, and they start chanting for Marge. Everyone loves Marge. So to keep the good nature going, we see like her doing other pranks, like hooks the flag hook to the back of her blouse when they're raising the flag.
Yeah,
that kind of stuff.
Yeah, so she became popular, so now she had to keep doing it.
So, which of course, Lisa's like, but Mom, that's not, and Bart is just, what is this gift that was given to me? I have a mom. That's where I get it from.
Just over the fucking moon about it.
And not like no ulterior motives. He is just so happy at the idea that him and his mom have this in common.
Yeah.
Like, this is where he gets it from.
This scene at the dinner table, by the way, one of a couple of scenes this week where we see Patty and Selma smoking. So we haven't banned them from smoking now that Disney owns them, I guess.
They can still puff heaters with the best of them.
We made that joke a while ago.
And Marge is trying to tamp down like Bart's no, we're not going to do this because this kind of thing is wrong. And while this is going on, they go into the comic book shop, and I don't even know why, just to look around, I guess. And right away, Ralphie's trying to order, I want a Batman. And he's like, well, which one? Do you want Adam West? Do you want this? He's like, I want the Batman that eats lasagna. And you're thinking of Garfield, not Batman. How was a head that large so empty?
Oh, my God.
I just love it. He just doesn't even realize he's being insulted. He's just happy to be there.
I want the Batman that eats lasagna. It's so funny.
Such a good fucking answer. And then I think it's Milhouse is trying to buy like a 3-pack of comics. He's like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm trying to look inside and see if the one in the middle is valuable. It's never valuable. It just berates poor Milhouse. It hurts his feeling. He's a sensitive boy.
He's a soft boy.
Yeah. And this is where Marge, now she's got pranking back on the brain. She's like, now she's a prank vigilante. So she decides, I think one of them, Bart, shows him a $20 bill. He's all gaga over a 20.
Yeah, I have more money than you've ever seen in this store.
And comic book is like, would you like some refreshments? He's like, you give snacks to our VIP customers. So good. And while all this is going on, Marge is like greased up his giant fountain soda. So he's all butterfingers up and he's spilling cola all over everything. It's like comic books' natural enemy, cola. So it just ends with him ruining a handful of comic books and just dejectedly leaving the store and putting the closed sign up.
They do the shot of him like throwing a comic book in the trash and walking away, and then it freeze frames and it says "Comic Book Guy No More." That's that Spider-Man cover.
Oh,
Spider-Man No More.
Good call.
The suit in the trash.
Yeah.
Like, that's fun.
So the two of them are back laughing about it over dinner, and that's when Marge realizes, that's when Homer realizes that, like, hey, like, none of the kids take after me in any way.
Yeah.
And it kind of starts to eat at him. So, and like, I think maybe fucking Marge tries to, like, no, that's not true. But he's like, yeah, it kind of is. And it's during this time, he goes to the bar. It's bumming him out because he's just surrounded by the regulars. And they're like, well, I think it comes to him in the suds in his beer.
Yeah.
Lisa.
It's like, Lisa's face.
Lisa's the answer. And they're like, what? Lisa's like smart and driven, and you're neither of those things. Like, one of them's like, yeah, you kind of like look like her if Lisa was a fat drunk when she's not. It's like, I don't know, he says, like, I don't need you childless losers to like they really go hard at each other, but he's determined that it's Lisa. And he goes back home, and Lisa's cooking up, not even cooking, just making some kind of meal. And it's like, this is jackfruit. I use this. It's a fucking faux pulled pork.
Yeah.
And it's jackfruit and this and that. And this, no, it doesn't have this. It has this. And Homer's chomping down on it. Right away, Homer like doesn't seem repulsed by it. We don't know that he doesn't like it.
Yeah, he seems into it.
Yeah. And so, well, if you like this, you really have to come to this restaurant with me. And do we see the name of this place?
I don't think we do. No, I think when we cut to it, we're inside already.
And it is it's insanely vegan. And is the server supposed to be Shauna or just Shauna vibes?
I think just vibes.
But
yeah,
very
that's
much
not
like
Shauna.
Very much like Shauna. And the menu is insanity. And Homer tries his best to eat some of it. And then well, do you like it? And he's like, I love it. And then it cuts to him in bed or in the bedroom with, which I hated it. Like, I can't do it.
He's trying so hard, though.
Yeah. And then it's like, I'm starving. Good thing I have my emergency sausage. He has a fucking like salami-sized sausage in the goddamn nightstand. He takes a huge bite, spits it out, and fucking Marge's like, I replaced it with ground-up kickballs. That's so ridiculous. Oh my goodness. Oh my God. I am skipping ahead. There's another Bart Marge prank because now after the thing with Comic Book Guy, Marge is like, nope, we cannot do this anymore. And that's when Mrs. Lovejoy says like some real fucking snide, hurtful things to Marge.
Mrs. Lovejoy sucks so
asshole.
Bad.
And this prank is great, even though it doesn't make much sense. They fill up the fucking cart with all this insanely like embarrassing shit.
Yeah.
Ointments and creams and herpes gels and shit like that.
Gassy granny adult diapers.
And for some insane reason, everything needs a price check.
Yeah.
Every embarrassing thing.
And like you said, doesn't make sense because she put it on the conveyor belt.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, why would she not have noticed it?
Yeah,
Good point.
you know, but whatever. It's a cartoon.
Yep, so good. So Marge says that she wants to quit pranking, but it's gotten her so much closer to Bart. So that's her dilemma. But she knows what's right. And yet again, they're out just running errands, and Maggie has a rash, and she needs to get into the drugstore. But fucking Mr. Burns has to be able to shop alone. So Smithers is like there at the door. It's like, well, he pays to rent the store so he can shop. Marge, you know, she's got the goddamn fucking bug so bad now. It's coming second nature. We see fucking... Burns walking out, feeble as he is. She just grabs her necklace, rips it, and throws it, and every bead lands perfectly in front of him, and he starts eating shit, slipping and sliding, and Marge is like, oh, don't worry, Bart. He'll fall harmlessly into those bushes. He falls into fucking traffic, gets hit by 5 to 6 fucking cars, and he's so light, he goes so high in the air, he gets in the fucking power lines and gets the shit shocked out of him. Like, and somehow, despite all this,
that's a funny visual. Him getting hit by 8 different fucking cars.
Oh my God!
Just keeps getting popped up.
Yep, so good.
He had the Sprawl Mart closed so that he could shop for gum.
Oh my God! And just how into it he is, like looking at the options and shit like that.
Oh my God.
So good.
And I love that Maggie, if you watch Maggie through that whole scene, she's like got a bad rash. And so she's just fighting and kicking and struggling in Marge's arms the whole time.
Yeah, like pushing against Marge the whole time.
Oh God, it's very funny.
Yeah. Oh my God, yeah. So this is enough that Marge decides, like, or someone decides for her. She needs to go speak to a therapist. Therapist tells Marge that she needs to stop, and to do this, you got to go to the source. You got to go to your old principal and make amends. So she goes home and tells Bart that she's absolutely done pranking, which causes Bart to like have an emotional breakdown. Like, Mom, we've gotten so close. It's the one thing we have in common. This, if you abandon pranking, you're kind of abandoning me. He's all worked up about this.
Yeah.
And Marge is like, all right. I think I got one more good prank left in me. So that's when Homer's back. He can't say no to Lisa. Lisa's making some new kind of vegan stew with just the most insanely unedible combination of, that doesn't make any sense. And Homer's trying it, and I think he maybe tells her the truth that he doesn't like it, but that's when his tongue swells up so huge. And then she thinks it's funny, then her tongue swells up so huge. Now they're in the fucking hospital.
Yeah.
Doing some blood work. It's like, oh, you guys are allergic to this, and this. And that's what we find out. That's what they have in common.
Yeah, she got all of Homer's terrifying food allergies. That fucking stew has kale and mushrooms and blueberries.
The blueberries. It's like, what is going on right now? Tofu and blueberries.
Oh, God.
Marge shows up at Mrs. York's house. Mrs. York is the old principal that Marge terrorized. Mrs. York is afraid of Marge still. Shows up with some flowers, gives her the flowers, but insists that she smells the flowers. Mrs. York puts her guard down, and when that happens, Bart, who's been hiding outside, detonates some kind of exploding paint packet inside and just sprays her with blue paint. Hell of a prank. Jesus, do this to an elderly woman.
Those dye packs go off with a concussion.
Fucking would blind you.
Like
that paint's going under your eyelids. And she crumbles. She's like, I always hated children. She crumbles and dies.
Yep.
So now it's a fucking wreck. The goddamn fucking cops are there ASAP. It's like, you're gonna go to juvie. Marge is gonna go to women's prison, and Mrs. York's gonna get married for all the unclaimed Blue Man Group members. And she's like, there's more than you'd think, and they all died in hilarious ways.
I did like that joke a lot. There's way more than you would think, and they all died in hilarious ways.
So good. So Bart is, of course, very distraught over this, and he like gets in the back of the ambulance or the meat wagon and is like, please, you can't be dead. That's when she fucking jumps up and fucking scares the shit out of Bart, and this is where the zombie thing comes in, like Lou, aim for the head, we have zombies.
It's the only way, aim for the head.
Yeah. And then Marge just says like, no, that's not it. He's like, she's got it too. And then it's like Lou finally like, hey, they're not zombies. He's like, really? He's like, neither were the Wilsons. Implying that they have killed the family because he thought they were zombies.
We don't talk about the Wilsons, Lou.
That was a fucking good gag. So Bart is that did a job, kind of like the scared straight of prank reform. Like, yeah, really fucking shook him. And that's basically the end. Kind of fucking Bart sees the error of his ways, and the Lisa and Homer have kind of like Homer kind of apologizes to, like, I'm sorry, this is all you got from me. And Lisa kind of spins it into like a positive. Oh, like,
of course.
Yeah. So kind of done at the end, but fucking good.
Yeah.
Jesus.
It's a very good one.
Fucking laughs in it.
I love the idea of what Bart got his bad side from Marge is a very funny idea for an episode. There's a moment in the bar when Homer first shows up to the bar and he's all bummed about not having anything in common with his kids. And I forget exactly. Homer sits down and says something, and then Lenny says something, and Carl says something, and Mo right away goes, "Hey, that's real good chiming in this week, boys."
Fucking good. Yeah, like he's a softball coach.
Yep,
a good effort this week.
Lenny is like, "Oh, thanks, Mo."
Yeah, they take it well. It's real wholesome. Because it's not meant to be sarcastic. He's genuine. No. Like, hey, good job, guys.
God damn it. That's
good chiming in there, boys.
Good chiming in this week, boys.
Oh, my goodness. Do you think we still, if you look at the scenes of the bar, they've just been so commonplace, we just forget they're there? Is glasses and hat, pathetic drunk, and balding, slumped over balding drunk still always at the bar in Moe's?
I don't know.
I think it's often just the four. Lenny, Carl, Homer, and Barney.
Yeah, I feel like, granted, I haven't been scouring the backgrounds every time or anything, but I don't know that we've seen those other two in a while.
Well, that kind of seems right.
I don't know what it is, but I think those guys have names. They've probably never been said, and it's probably just the producers have names for them.
I feel like the hat guy has popped up in other, like Treehouse of Horror type shit.
Sure, or like a face in the crowd during a riot.
Yeah.
Because they do mob up quick.
But this very, very good batch. One of the better batches we've had in the last 10 seasons.
Yep, I thought this was a good batch. Lot of Lisa.
Yeah.
Even for me, I was like, boy, we're some real heavy Lisa content this week.
Not often you'll get 5 episodes in a row that you can add it up, and I guarantee Lisa has more screen time than Bart.
Totally. Oh, easily.
Yeah, which that's rare.
The only one I didn't really have much to say about was that Bleeding Gums Murphy one.
Yeah, that for me, that is the weakest of the pack.
Not a lot of laughs.
Yeah. The last 3 all delivered on the laughs.
Yeah, those were all good. I like those.
Which that's very rare, too.
I like that Patty and Selma still get to smoke.
Yeah, that's good for them. Didn't have to switch to Nicorette or patches or chewing tobacco.
We did it, Nathan. Another batch in the, I don't know.
The hopper.
In the books. In the books.
In the books.
There we go.
In the can.
Yep.
Done shooting.
We done did it.
We sure did. They said we couldn't do it. Look at us now. Thriving.
What do you say we do this again next week? You want to watch 5 more episodes?
Let's do the math there. Can we watch 5 more episodes?
We cannot.
We cannot. Oh, summer breaks here.
Yep, summer vacation.
That last week of school in May where they don't give you dick to do.
Yep, so much like the senioritis we all had and loved, we are going to just do 2 next week. Episodes 20 and 21. And that will end season 33.
Look at that.
And that will be the end of the road.
Yeah. We'll have some scraps. We'll have some snips
plans.
and snails and puppy dog tails for you.
Ooh, gross. We'll have stuff, but next week the stuff we will have is just 2 episodes of The Simpsons.
Just a little refresher.
Gonna somehow still be a 2.5-hour podcast, I'm sure.
Do deep dive. We'll have the scripts. We'll read each line of dialogue. We'll inspect them.
We'll do a table read with stage direction.
So really drink in episodes 20 and 21.
Yeah,
because we're gonna dive at it every direction.
Yeah, we'll as we always do. We always are so deep.
Doing research on the voice actors, doing research on the whoever's doing the score.
You and I go so deep.
Yep.
Every week.
Hours a day spent reading about these people, calling these people, harassing these people.
Making them uncomfortable.
Leave my father's estate alone.
Going too far.
Give me some of his fingernails.
Leave the animators alone.
I need DNA. We're rebuilding him.
Oh, shit. We could do those 2 and then just watch like 3 episodes of Bob's Burgers or
some
something.
Other show.
Yeah.
Don't tell anyone. No, and we don't even have to talk to each other. We just have to hope the other person's watched it. You remember that one episode of Cheers where Diane got stuck in the vent underneath the bar? They talk shit about her.
That can't be a real episode. No way. Diane got stuck in a vent and could hear them talking shit.
She's the only one small enough to get down there.
Oh, my God.
So they had to call someone, and during that time, that's when Carla, she's a real wiseacre, that Carla. She really takes advantage of her being down there.
God damn it.
Yeah.
That's such a dumb idea for an episode.
It works, though. It's a good one.
That's such a perfectly stupid sitcom idea. Yeah. The one where Diane gets stuck in a vent.
I wish it's been fucking decades since I've seen it. I wish I remembered what led to her, what was in the vent that they needed to get out of there.
That she had to go get. Cliffy dropped his lucky pen or something.
The guy that plays Cliff is going to be in Minot at some kind of Minot, North Dakota, some kind of pop culture festival thing.
Okay.
So if you want to get your Cheers VHS collection autograph,
that's a weird get.
Yeah, I think in the ads for it, they really push Toy Story far more than Cheers. They don't even mention Cheers. It's all Toy Story.
What?
Yeah.
That's not
In the pictures, it's just a picture of him, what he looks like now, and then like 4 different pictures of whatever character he is.
Mr. Potato Head.
Yep, there you go.
Huh.
So that's just your chance.
That's some fucking Bob Dylan times they are a change.
Yeah, right?
Shit. When you could put his face on a poster for a local celebrity meet and greet and not mention Cliff Clavin.
You bring up Cheers and people are like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Cheers?
This isn't for your fan fiction. It's for it was like the most successful sitcom.
We all want to meet Mr. Potato Head.
Yeah, don't be weird.
Hey, get this guy out of here.
He's a mailman. What the fuck are you going on?
Get your hands off me.
Yeah. I saw what I saw. He denies it.
I don't know what he's talking about.
I just do voices for these cartoons.
Remember, you were on Jeopardy. Yeah.
That's a good episode. Is it someone who's never been in my kitchen, Alex? Well, surely he wouldn't bet at all on Double Jeopardy or Final Jeopardy.
So that's it for next week. A nice, easy week for you. Episodes 20 and 21 as we reach the end of the road.
This is it.
For now.
What are you going to do with yourselves, people? Prepare yourselves.
What you going to do
Talk
with
to
a
your
cowboy?
loved ones. Listen to more Chris Ledoux.
Absolutely.
There we go.
Listen to more Chris Ledoux.
Bye, everybody.